And going along your lines of, losing, and I asked a lot of the players, is there such thing? Do you guys believe in the term good loss? And they said no. Losing is horrible.
Absolutely.
It's the worst feeling.
Absolutely.
But you learn from your losses. Into the glove of Hara. Check third. Throw across, 2 out. And a big one.
Wow, good quality pitches from Uji Mori. Using his defense, getting the necessary ground balls right at the second baseman, the third baseman in consecutive at-bats. Now, with first base open, I don't think you make a mistake here. You intentionally walk him and put him over at first base. And you can see Yonamine looking in from his catching spot, but looks like they're going to pitch to him. I think this may be a mistake.
An RBI triple in the 5th. 2 RBIs today. 3 for 3 for Bubba.
Now, none bigger than that triple that gave them the lead back in the 5th inning.
Ripped into center. Cuddy will score. Another one will score. 9-4 Bears.
Well, I hate to say it, but
you were right.
Even though the guy is batting 7th in the order, he may be the hottest guy in this game, and that you do not opt to pitch to him with 2 guys on base and first base open. 4 RBIs from the young man tonight. Outstanding job offensively and on the mound. We talked about he hadn't had so much adversity this year. He's responded tonight. Yeah. I mean, on the mound, he's been, a little bit shaky in a couple of innings, but he came to the plate with a big stick tonight.
This one chopped here by Okita. Inning over. Baldwin breaking loose. 5 runs in the last 2 innings. We head to the 7th with a spot in the title game at stake. Well, you wanted it and you got it. Spectrum OC16 is heading back to channel 16. Also, we're going to create one great Ohana block of our great channels from channels 12 through 21. Now, your digital guide is going to reflect this once we made the all-digital conversion. Some of you are actually watching us on channel 16 right now. Welcome home. Spectrum OC16 back on channel 16, coming to a neighborhood near you. 8 out of the 9 runs that Baldwin has scored came with 2 outs. And the rally caps are on here for Iolani. 5 to tie. 6 for the lead. 3 outs to do it. But it is the meat of their order. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Here's Yonamine.
Yeah, they had an opportunity back in that 6th inning. Couple of guys on base coming to the spot in the order.
P.E. Tuianitoa, 1 away.
But that man out there robbed them of a possible extra base hit and maybe a couple of runs, which may have sparked Iolani. That was a game changer.
The Bears have been barely winning, if you will, by their standards. What do we mean by that? The average margin of victory during the MIL season was 7.3. They lead by 5. They barely won against Punahou, 8-7.
No pun intended, right?
No pun intended. That's in there for a strike to Shane Sasaki.
Well, no pressure now, too, for Akaka, who came in with basically very few innings on the year. You don't have to worry about being too picky out there. You just need to throw strikes. You can actually groove them all down the middle of the plate and force Iolani to swing the bat and get back into it.
Akaka in relief of Bubba Ho'opi'i Tuianitoa. The pitch to Sasaki. Checked at it. Went around. Got him. 2 away.
Wow, tough pitch that time from Akaka. Showing Iolani he's got a little wrinkle himself out there. Check the swing. Yep, big commitment right there. Couldn't keep the leg back, couldn't keep the hands back.
Now we rest on Kei Yonamine. Last time they knocked him down in a row came in the second inning defensively here for the Bears. All smiles right now, but just one more out, separating them from the title game tomorrow at 7.
You can see Coach still coaching, up 5 runs. Probably talking pitch selection right now. The Yonamine says, hey, we're up 5 runs. Don't throw that. Don't throw that. Go fastball. Go fastball. You can almost read his lips down there. Hey, we're up. What's he going to hit? A 6-run home run? I can almost hear him down there with the local accent.
Strike 2. You always say in those situations, right? Play the outs one at a time. It has been really a walk in the park for the Bears so far.
Wow.
Struck him out. And the Baldwin Bears are back in the Division I final.
Take your hat off, and that young man right there needs to stand up and applaud, man. That is a great game by him.
What a season for Iolani, but it ends in the semifinal round. Maui, party in Wailuku. The Bears came to play and 1 game away from their 2nd state title in 3 years. The final punch out from Chase Akaka, feeling it in Manoa. The Bears moving on to the Division I final. Well, for the 2nd straight year, we're going to have an all-Neighbor Island final to determine a Division I champion. It is the Baldwin Bears, the 2016 champs, able to defeat Iolani 9-4. Those big 5th and 6th innings of contributing to a big win for Baldwin, and now 1 win away from yet another state championship. They'll take on Waiakea tomorrow at 7 o'clock on Spectrum OC 16. Iolani made this game 4-4, Marcus, and then the hitting came again. Baldwin able to bounce back time and time again for the 2nd straight night.
Wow, they responded well. I mean, they've done it for 2 nights in a row. It seems like a team of destiny right now, doesn't it? I mean, they've been the #1 ranked. They've showed it. Even Coach wanted to say that, hey, we deserve a #1 ranking in the state. They came out and proved it. His guys responded. A little adversity. And again, a tight ball game. You only can learn from those tight ball games, and they make you a better team, especially if you win.
And you talk about your best players needing to play at their best, whether it was on the bump, at the plate, or in the outfield. Bubba Ho'opi'i Tuionetua was outstanding. He's the impact player, and he is with Jimmy Bender.
Absolutely, Felipe and Marcus. And Bubba, first off, what a game for you tonight. I mean, you're perfect at the plate. Oh, by the way, you knock in 4 runs, and you're great on the mound as well. What's a performance like that? What's it like having a game like that, especially under the lights and on TV?
Feels good. Just kind of glad that I could help out my team any way possible. I mean, on the mound, I had a little hard time, but I feel like if I could come up big on the plate, then it would be worth it and help out the guys over here.
And boy, did you help out the team, and especially with a play that's probably going to end up on SportsCenter. You realize that. The play out in the outfield, talk about that.
I don't even know what to say. I just was out there, grabbed the ball. Yeah, that's it.
It worked out, and he's going to end up on SportsCenter for it, guaranteed. Bubba, congratulations tonight. Awesome game. We'll see you tomorrow night in the championship. He is your impact player number 23, Bubba Ho'opi'i Tuionetua. Guys, it's all you.
He plays it low-key, but inside, I'm telling you, there is a fire burning, and there is one track in his mind is to get to the state championship game. He's already there, and what an effort tonight from him.
Well, superb. And you look at that bottom part of the order for the Bears, just dominated. 12 of their 13 base hits came from the bottom half of the order. This young man, 4 for 4, 4 RBIs, a run scored. Also give props off to Ke'ahi, too. 4 for 4, also at the plate, couple of runs and 3 runs driven in.
Iolani will end their season here tonight, and it comes in the semifinal round. They'll take on Kailua for 3rd place here in this 2018 tournament. You see some of the emotion expressed by a lot of the players on the team, especially the juniors and the seniors. What Kurt Miyahira did in 2018, I don't think a lot of people thought that Iolani could get as far as they did. Yeah, they saw him in the preseason and did well. What him and his staff have done has been outstanding for Iolani, and he is a phenomenal coach with a phenomenal team.
Well, they are, and they've been clutch all season long. They just ran into a buzzsaw tonight, and that was the Bears. I mean, this is probably one of the better hitting teams, but the Bears are not that far behind, and they showed it tonight.
It's a very good junior class that will return next year for Kurt Miyahira and the Iolani Raiders. One of them is the impact player, Micah Yonamine. Here tonight, when they needed a big hit, he delivered and got some energy flowing for the Raiders.
He did. And we got a couple of walks previous. This got his first swing of the night on this RBI double down the line, and that sparked Iolani at that point, and they were able to get 3 in that inning and then come up with another run the next inning to tie it at 4 at that point.
You know, heading into the tournament, Mid-Pacific, Iolani, Punahou, I mean, that's a fairly good representation of the ILH heading in. But it's the neighbor islands with their hitting and their solid pitching up on the bump that have really led them to an all-neighbor island final now tomorrow.
Well, they have. And they also, the key as well is they got buys. So they have that 2 good, solid pitchers. Both of those teams have won those games with their 2 best starters. We'll see what they got tomorrow. It could be a very high-scoring ball game again because both teams can kind of swing the bat.
This game might have been different in the 6th inning when Iolani was trying to tie and take the lead for the first time. But this catch from Bubba Ho'opi'i Toyonetoa is our Taco Bell play of the game. With 2 on, it was given a ride, and look at the ground he has to cover from center. Over the shoulder to bring that one in to end the inning. And just like that, if that drops down, Iolani's got momentum shift in their direction.
You're right. That may have tied the ball game right there. And he pulls an a la Willie Mays out in right center field for the 2nd straight night in a row. He comes up big defensively in center field.
All right, so we have 2 championship games tomorrow for you on Spectrum OC 16. It begins at 4 o'clock. It'll be Damien trying to get the monkey off their back and finish what they couldn't do last year, and that's win a state championship for Division II. The Monarchs will take on the Radford Rams. We saw both teams throughout the season. Rams, OIA's runners-up. Damien, the champions of the ILH. What do you think about that matchup?
Well, I like it. It's intriguing. I think if Damien can get guys on base, they can do a lot of damage and cause a lot of havoc, but you've got a very disciplined team in Radford, and anything can go their way right now. Depends who they throw on the mound.
Warriors and the Bears for the Division I championship. Baldwin going for their first Division I title since 2016. Their second in 3 years. Waiakea going for their first since 2012. It'll be pitching versus hitting. It'll be interesting to see how that matches up here, and each team really at the peak level of performance so far.
Well, I'm not going to pick a team in this one because they swing the bats all the well. And you know how I am with Waiakea, too.
Right.
And we got a great relationship with Coach Dudawa down there. It's going to boil down to the 7th inning tomorrow, so stick around. Don't go anywhere.
You want to see some great baseball? Come here to Les Marcami Stadium tomorrow. We will see you then. The final day of the Wale Yonamine Foundation State Baseball Championships. The D2 and D1 titles up for grabs. Radford and Damien at 4. Waiakea and Baldwin at 7. We will see you tomorrow in Manoa on an Aloha Friday here on Spectrum OC 16. What a performance here tonight from the Baldwin Bears, the #1 seed in the tournament, go to 15-1 on the year. A 9-4 victory over Iolani, and the Bears are headed to the Division I championship game. With Jimmy Bender, Marcus Owens, our producer Evan Okino, our director Kevin Luke, our technical director Daryl Harada, our statistician Don Molena, the outstanding women and men of our Spectrum OC 16 Ohana, Felipe Ojastro, Support High School Sports. We wrap it up tomorrow, rounding third, heading for home in the Wale Yonamine Foundation State Baseball Championships on Spectrum OC 16.
This live sports presentation was proudly brought to you by New City Nissan, Zippy's, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, Jack in the Box, and Chopo, Hawaii's Police Officers Union. If you would like to purchase a DVD copy of this event, please visit the shopping section of our website, oc16.tv. Programs generally available within 2 weeks of first airing. High school sports exclusively on Spectrum OC16.
OC16 proudly presents the first in a 2-part series, looking back at 75 years of the Oahu Interscholastic Association, also known as the OIA. The 2014-2015 school year marks the 75th anniversary of the Oahu Interscholastic Association, better known today as the OIA. The organization that coordinates the sports for Oahu's public schools has gone through many changes since its inception.
The OIA, that is recognized today, was organized in 1940, and it was originally called the Rural Oahu Secondary School League, or the ROSSL.
In 1940, there were 5 schools in the league: Lelehua, Kahuku, Wailua, Waipahu, and Ben Parker, now known as Castle High School. They came together to establish uniform rules and regulate and upgrade the growing interest in high school sports.
The only sports played by the ROSSL that first year were football, basketball, and baseball. In 1941, the league was suspended from play because of World War II. Then games resumed in the fall of 1943. In 1950, to keep with the changing times, the ROSSL changed its name to the Rural Oahu Interscholastic Association, the ROIA. Since 1940, all of the league games were played at community parks and at schools without fences, bleachers, or lights. Then in 1954, Honolulu officials agreed to put up lights and fences at various school fields, improving the quality of play for the athletes and their fans.
Schools from different areas on Oahu continued to join the ROIA through the 1950s and 60s. And in 1966, another change was made to the ROIA that remains to this day.
Then in 1966, I assumed the position of ROIA president. At that time already, no place was really rural. And already I had some friends in the public schools in the Honolulu with the old ILH, and they wanted to leave. So I talked to some of the principals, and I said, we gotta change the name. Drop the R, call it OIA. When basketball started in '67, we were already the OIA.
1966 also marked the formal creation of the Athletic Directors Council. They were tasked with updating the sport rules, budgets, and schedules for each sport. The OIA continued to grow, and by the 1969 school year, there were 11 schools in the league playing 10 different sports.
In 1970, the public schools in the ILH said they wanted to jump over to the OIA, and with that jump in 1970, it just opened everything up.
From 1970 to 1979, the OIA more than doubled in size, and the league adopted a policy of pooling gate receipts, which continues to this day.
OIA gate receipts, they pay for all the bills, for every sport. So whatever you need to run an event comes from the OIA's funds.
As the league grew, so too did the interest in sports and how the community supported the teams in their area.
They promoted community pride and all that, like Mililani, Kahuku, Waianae, all the little towns and districts. Oh yeah.
This whole program directly affects the students, men and women, young and old, whether they're freshmen or seniors or whatever. And it kind of brings them together.
The 1980s saw another requirement for athletes participating in the OIA that greatly impacted them and the league for the better.
Draw a tangent from the point.
The Board of Education passed the 2.0 rule. It has really enhanced the message to our kids that they gotta be able to be a good student as well as an athlete. And that has provided a good foundation as far as making sure our student athletes finish their academic work in high school so they can go on to bigger and better things after they leave the programs.
From its inception in 1940 through the 1980s, the Oahu Interscholastic Association underwent countless changes in an effort to improve opportunities for local athletes. This concludes the first segment in OC16's two-part series, looking back at 75 years of the OIA. The second part of the series will bring us up to date, starting with a partnership the OIA struck with Oceanic in 1989 that would forever change the way everyone in Hawaii viewed local sports. OC16 proudly presents the second in a two-part series, looking back at 75 years of the OIA. In the first segment, we discussed the Oahu Interscholastic's early years from its inception in 1940 until the early 1980s. Part 2 of our special picks up in 1989 as the OIA prepared to strike a deal with Oceanic that forever changed the way everyone viewed local prep sports.
When I became the executive secretary, it was always my thought process of the fact that we needed to do something different to promote the kids. And television was a great way of selling the program. And we needed to then get that added exposure. I started talking to our leadership group in the OIA. You know, we had a great partner with Don Carroll and Mitzi. And lo and behold, once it started, it never stopped.
Since that time, OC16's coverage of OIA sports has grown in leaps and bounds.
Years went by, and as more and more teams were able to get on television, a lot more exciting. The exposure has been tremendous, especially for our young ladies.
OC16 partnership with the OIA is one of the key elements of the OIA being where it is today.
Test-taking strategy.
It's not just our games and events, it's our educators, our classrooms, and other shows on OC16 that just showcase our student athletes, not just what they do on the court or on the field, but what they do in life. It's human nature that people gravitate to those kind of stories, and it just leads up to the OIA. Moving forward, that's our goal, and elevating to the top.
I feel very good about how far OC16 has taken high school sports. Probably the most comprehensive in the whole United States.
In the 1990s, the OIA continued to implement changes in order to offer athletes the best opportunities possible. One of those changes was making athletic directors full-time administrators, a decision that was easy for some and not so easy for others, because it meant athletic directors could no longer also coach.
Halfway through this third quarter, nice pass inside.
Once you become an athletic director, it's like 110% you got to give, you know. It could be coaching on the basketball court, and all of a sudden, here comes a wrestling coach down to the court, and he's telling you, hey, I got a problem upstairs. Now, what do you do as an athletic director and as a coach? So my assistant and I gave up coaching before this ruling came down on us. But it was something that I thought that had to be done. You know, you got to give all your time as an athletic director.
And it is a run that will go for a touchdown.
To me, I think that's bad because we lost good coaches like Jimmy Allegri, was a good basketball, one of the best in the state. As soon as he became athletic director, he had to make a choice. Whether I coach basketball or stay with athletic directorship.
Not every change in the last 75 years made everyone happy, but the intention has always been to create the most beneficial environment for the student athletes to grow and learn through sports.
The training staff is attending to
the
him
issue
on the
of
field,
safety also came to the forefront in the 1990s, and that's when athletic trainers became a necessary part of every athletic program.
Today, the OIA has 31 member schools, and the league is stronger than ever.
Another three-point shot.
There's 23 regular members and 8 associate members. The 23 regular members are the 23 high schools on Oahu. The 8 associate members, 7 of them are charter schools and 1 specialty school, the Hawaii School for the Deaf and Blind.
It's 75 years of greatness. You know, I don't know if everybody would believe that, but for me, that's the organization that I belong to. And I truly believe in the things that we do.
Mahalo to everyone who has done their part to make the OIA what it is today. From the athletic directors to the executive secretaries, the principals and the coaches who give their knowledge, the parents who cheer on their children, and especially to the athletes who strive to do their best. Happy 75th anniversary to the OIA. May you continue to grow and offer sports to our island keiki for many, many years to come.
It's Game Day Hawaii, presented by Aqua Aston Hospitality.
It's a nice breezy night in Honolulu, but the weather has already had an impact on tonight's game. Instead of playing on the North Shore, we are at Aloha Stadium for the matchup between the Kamehameha Warriors and the Kahuku Red Raiders. How's it? I'm Jimmy Bender alongside Coach Darren Hernandez. And Coach, yeah, the weather, I mean, the decision had to be made to move the game from Kahuku to here at Aloha Stadium.
Well, again, the flood, the after effects of Hurricane Olivia, and that field is an absolute quagmire up in Kahuku, and the track is flooded, and you just can't play in that kind of conditions.
Absolutely, and obviously a nice field here, and everybody can have a good time. What effect does this have on the teams, for both teams, you know, the change of venue and all of that?
Well, everybody wants to play at Aloha Stadium, especially if the game is moved from Kahuku to Aloha Stadium. No one wants to play at Kahuku. It's a long drive. There's a great home field advantage and tradition there. And with the mud, it's not a great place to be right now. So it helps Kamehameha, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of that Kamehameha team, let's get to their last game last week against Campbell. Another close loss for this Warrior team, but they did have some highlights in this. You can see the rushing game right here. You got to go in early.
They did. In fact, speaking of getting it early, they actually had a 15-7 halftime lead during this game, and there were some highlights. And this was an unusual play, once-in-a-lifetime type of play when Campbell went for the victory formation, fumbled the snap, and then Tiger Peterson took it in for the score. I mean, that is just a crazy play. And then the onside kick, it went to the Sabres, and Sabres come out with a close victory. But if you look at the stats, obviously for Kamehameha, Christmas Tongiai, the quarterback, he's kind of a good scrambler. He was pretty efficient. The run game was there. Skylar Ramos, we're going to talk about him. He's a great player in his own right.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about the defense here for Kamehameha. How underrated are they? I mean, I've got them at 17.5 points per game given up. That's pretty good.
Oh, man, they are very underrated. They got some manly dudes on this defense, including the defensive ends on the outside. They got Ezra Ivai Malo. They got Kalani Kamakaviva Ole. They got a beast of a middle linebacker in Hoku Arias. And then back in the back, we just saw number 7, Tiger Peterson. He's a great safety. He's a commit to the University of Hawaii. So they got the great parts, the moving parts to be a really outstanding, top-notch defense.
All right, let's look at the backfield here for the Warriors. They got a couple of guys that can run the ball for them, and Alex Sorrell and Reno Bush, and you can see the numbers here.
You know, what I love about these two guys is Alex Sorrell goes 5'6", and Reno Bush goes 5'8", so they're not tall guys, but sometimes you like that. You like the shorter guys with the stocky, big legs. They can run behind the offensive line. It's difficult for the defense to really locate them, and they're tough to bring down because they're so low to the ground. They're move the pile guys.
Now, you can see the numbers here as far as their total yardage. Not bad. The one number that stands out to me is between the two of them, only one touchdown on the whole year. As far as production goes, is that something you'd want to see more from them in that department?
Yeah, I'm sure you want to see more touchdowns out of your running backs, but a lot of that has to do with the passing game has been producing points before they get into the red zone. And sometimes when they do get into the red zone, they like to run like a jumbo formation. They give the ball to some defensive stud like Hoku Arias to score the touchdown.
Now, they got one other big weapon on offense, and that's a guy by the name of Skylar Ramos. You mentioned him earlier. This guy's putting up some serious numbers, 80.7 yards per game catching. That's not too shabby.
This guy is dynamite from the slot. He's shifty. He's quick. He's a make-you-miss kind of guy. He is their number one threat. He has 242 yards receiving. The next best guy on Kamehameha has one catch for 46 yards. So if you're the Kahuku defense, you have to put the clamps on number 1, Skylar Ramos, because this guy is the guy.
Yeah, I've heard you mentioned before, make a team one-dimensional. That's kind of the one guy, right? So key in on him.
That's the guy.
There you go. When we come back, we'll talk about the Kahuku Red Raiders. Obviously, their travels down here and all that's going on with this team. They're looking good. How can they do tonight? Come back to Game Day Hawaii right here on Spectrum OC16.
Now's the time to discover the many reasons why we are lucky we live Hawaii with Aqua Aston's Kama'aina Holo Holo deal. Learn more at aquaaston.com.
You're watching Spectrum XCast, all high school sports, all the time.
Hi.
Aloha. Welcome to Hawaii Honda Dealers.
Thanks. Great to be here. I heard a radio spot. Is it true you take walk-ins?
That's right.
And I don't need an appointment?
No appointments necessary.
And your factory-trained technicians will fix my car today?
Yep.
Is this one of those hidden camera shows? I'm being punked, aren't I?
No camera.
It's gotta be around here someplace. Hi, Mom.
Mom can't see you.
Visit your local Hawaii Honda dealer today. We take walk-ins.
Why do pedestrians have the right of way in a crosswalk?
As we live our lives, all of us at some time have to cross roadways, and Honolulu is crowded. But if the fight becomes a multi-ton vehicle versus a pedestrian, the vehicle always wins. The government has marked crosswalks that should be a safe zone for all pedestrians. And while it might seem like a hassle to slow down for someone in a crosswalk, it's the law. But more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
Welcome back to Game Day Hawaii, presented by Aqua Aston Hospitality.
And here we are at Aloha Stadium getting ready for the Kamehameha Warriors taking on the Kahuku Red Raiders. A game moved from Kahuku High School to here at Aloha Stadium tonight. We talked about the Kamehameha team. Now let's dive into this Kahuku Red Raiders team, and let's take a look at what they did last week against St. Louis. It was a tough game for them, but they did have some highlights as well in this one, and you can see here, touchdown pass.
Mason Paulo, who is a tall receiver. You know, this St. Louis team is absolutely loaded for bear. So if you can score 14 against them and hold them to 30, I mean, that's pretty good. They've been blowing people out. They are absolutely, as I said before, this the most outstanding team. I really like what Kahuku has put together. They have to find their identity on offense, but the moving parts are definitely there. You can see St. Louis 284 yards against this tough, physical Kahuku defense. You know, Robbie Salval, very efficient, 12 of 16, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the aforementioned Duke Heffernan and Mason Paulo. Heffernan more of that quick, quick slot guy. Mason Paulo, that 6'1", 175-pound, tall, rangy, red zone threat.
Well, you mentioned this game. You know, it was kind of a tough loss for them, but they did have some moments in there. But one of the tough losses in that game was Miki Ayu, the linebacker, the stud, going down. How big of a loss is that for this Kahuku defense?
Wow. You know, for Kahuku, this guy, he's the heart and soul of not only the defense, but the heart and soul of the team. And here he goes down, as you can see, on a non-contact injury, and it looks like a knee injury, and that just doesn't look good at all, the way he fell. We do not know the exact extent of the injury, but to lose Miki Ayu is a devastating blow. The guy is an amazing player. He's a 3-year varsity starter at linebacker. He makes all the calls on defense. This is the guy where the defense runs through him. He's a very tough guy to replace.
And one of the things you mentioned, too, about the game last week against St. Louis, Robbie Savau. Now, he wasn't the starter. Thornton Alapa started the game, but the complexion changed when Savau came in, definitely. And you can see his numbers for this year. What are your thoughts on the quarterback situation and what Robbie Savau brings to the table?
I think you got to go with Robbie Savau. He's 6'3", 190. He's a junior. You look at his numbers, very efficient, 6 touchdowns, 2 picks, over 50% completion percentage. Thornton Alapa is a great athlete, probably the best athlete on offense. I'd use him at slot, put him at receiver. You got some weapons there with Heffernan and Paulo. And if you put Alapa in the slot or at a receiver, He's a big, strong, physical, athletic dude, and he can make some big plays for you.
Well, Kahuku notoriously for years has loved to do the running game. Tonight, doing that behind an offensive line that's missing a couple of guys, yeah?
Not just any couple of guys, but you're missing your two studs. Inek Vimahi, who goes 6'5", 290, being recruited he's pretty much one of the top 5 recruits in the state of Hawaii. And Micah Soliai Howlett, who goes 6'4", 305. Those two big physical pieces missing on the offensive line. So it's going to be tough sledding to try to run and pass protect with those two studs out of the lineup.
And with the running game, Wesley Alo Maiava, you see his numbers, 9 carries, a TD over the last 2 games. Now, he started off the season with 130 against Konawaina and then 101 against Punahou. What do you think has been the difference over the first 2 games and the last 2 games?
Well, I'd like to see them go back to him running the football, but you can see him lining up as a slot. He would be also dangerous as a slot. Here's the thing with Wes Alo Maiava. He's one of the great athletes on offense in the state of Hawaii, but if you line him up at slot and you can't get him the ball, then it's a waste. You got to do something with him because he is amazing. He's a great athlete. You got to get the ball in his hands. He's got to get touches.
All right, how would you go then offensively tonight? You know, when you see what Savau's done, you see the production that's kind of fallen for Alo Maiava. Where would you go offensively tonight if you're Kahuku?
You know, Kamehameha loves to blitz. I would go with a shotgun with Salvao, and I would go with a 2-back with Maiava and Lefau. Big 44 is a great pass protector. You got Heffernan, you got Paulo, you got Thornton, Alapa. I mean, you got some weapons. So I think you spread them out, try to run the ball, and try to get Salvao going.
All right, we were talking about offense now. Let's go to defense because we have 2 studs in this game, one from each team. These guys lead the state in sacks. Over on the Kamehameha side, you've got Kalani Kamakaviva Ole. On the Kahuku side, Tausili Fiatoa. I mean, these guys 4 each on the year so far. They're getting it done.
You just look at the way they walk, the way they move. They are just he-men, just football players. They're tall, they're rangy. They got triceps popping out of the back of their jerseys. They got big calves. They're what I call first off the bus guys. You know, you want those guys coming off the bus first, and the other team sees those big dudes.
Well, it definitely looks like it's going to be a fun one. When we come back, we'll do 3 and out. That's right. I'll be asking Coach Darren Hernandez some fun questions, and we'll see what his answers are. Kamehameha versus Kahuku coming up on Spectrum OC16.
Let's welcome the first-time parents, the people with the dream to be their own boss. Let's welcome the things that inspire us, connect us. Let's welcome the college graduations, new beginnings, and happy ever afters. At Bank of Hawaii, we'd like to welcome you to all the new adventures, the next chapters, and all the great things you have to look forward to. Welcome to tomorrow. Bank of Hawaii.
Hi, I'm Kaipo, a Spectrum installer. I may have added services to your home or business. I'm a father and a coach, but I'm also a proud member of IBEW Local 1186. We care about the community, and we care about you.
Working hard at the jobs they do. IBEW Local 1186, local people serving local communities' communication needs. IBEW Local 1186, lighting your path to the future.
Growing up, football grabbed my heart. One day at practice, I planted wrong. I tried to walk and I couldn't. I tore my labrum in my hip.
As a former collegiate linebacker, I knew Jace's situation. We got him in for surgery soon after the season, and his recovery was excellent.
I felt quick, I felt strong. I ran the fastest 40 for a linebacker in that camp. The coach at UCLA called me, he's like, we have a spot for you on this team if you want to take it. I called Dr. Crawford. I told him we did it, we made it.
Welcome back to Game Day Hawaii, presented by Aqua Aston Hospitality.
And welcome back to Aloha Stadium. We are here for Kamehameha versus Kahuku, an interleague matchup tonight. Coach Darren Hernandez, Jimmy Bender here in the booth, and we're getting ready for a segment we love to call 3 and Out. I'm going to throw Coach Darren Hernandez 3 quick questions. And you know, he actually doesn't know these questions.
No idea.
This really is unscripted TV right here. So here's your first question for the night. First down is this. What are you expecting from the quarterbacks tonight?
I think for Christmas Tongiai, he's going to be one of those guys where he's going to try to be a game manager. They're going to try to run the ball. They're going to try to get the ball, play action into the hands of Skylar Ramos. I think Robbie Salval, they're going to try to open it up a little with him, possibly because of his numbers and the way he played so well last week. So I think both guys will be more game managers, but I think Salval might open it up a little more.
All right, down number 2 is this. What is the deciding factor in tonight's game?
Boy, I think the deciding factor tonight will be the defensive line of Kamehameha. You know, the Kahuku offensive line, as we mentioned earlier, they're banged up. They're missing 2 starters. The defensive front 7 for Kamehameha, they're fast, they're active, they're physical. They're going to have to dominate. And I think if they can do that, that'll change the complexion of the game.
All right, 3rd down, the last one here. What's your favorite memory of Aloha Stadium?
Wow. You know, I'm going to go way back. In 1995, it was my 2nd year coaching at Campbell High School. I was the head coach at Campbell. We had never beaten Waianae. We were 1-1. We had a tie. We tied, and we had 1 loss. And it was our 3rd game of the season, and some of the players said, Coach, if we win, can we shave you bald? And, you know, I thought, well, you know, okay, I'll humor them because, you know, Waianae is so tough. We ended up winning 14-7, and the players were chanting, Bolo head, all the way home. Now, I didn't tell my wife about this bet.
Whoops.
And so when I got home, she flung the door open to congratulate me, and she screamed like, what happened? And the rest is history. I've been bald ever since.
Ever since. All right, there you go. When we come back, we are going to have Kamehameha and Kahuku live from Aloha Stadium. You don't want to miss one. I tell you what, Dave, let's kick that intro.
Two teams coming off tough losses after a brutal battle in Eva Beach. The Warriors head to Halava in search of a big W over Big Red. Banged up and bruised, Kahuku trying to avoid losing back-to-back games. The Warriors, the Red Raiders. Let's go. And we welcome you to Aloha Stadium here in Halava as we get ready for another interleague battle. Two teams coming off some difficult losses a week ago. It is Kamehameha ready to take on the Red Raiders of Kahuku. As we welcome you inside our booth, great to have you with us. With Darren Hernandez, Jimmy Bender, I'm Felipe Ohastro. All right, you mentioned all the injuries in game day Hawaii. About 4 of them out. A couple of offensive linemen, Inoke Vimahi, Micah Soliai Howlett. Then you have Nohi Kaniho who's out with a knee injury, and Mickey Ayu. So your offense better be pretty darn good and ready for this challenge. So it's the likes of Robbie Salval, Wes Halomayava, Tole Lefau might have to carry the load here, Coach.
No doubt. And this is a throwback game. It just has a feeling of a tough, physical, just a blood and guts street fight. It's what it is. You know, the history of these two programs, they both have produced so many physical football players. There's going to be a lot of hitting tonight.
There's a rematch of the state championship 9 seasons ago. And you see Sterling Carvalho in his first season with the program. 2 coaches, fairly young tenures with their teams. So now it's the bounce back mode here for the Red Raiders. That was a tough game against St. Louis, losing that one by 16. How do you expect them to come out here tonight?
You know, Kahuku is a tough team, and they know how to bounce back, and they know how to come back from adversity. They don't quit. They have the will to come from behind, and they've always had that mystique, that mana. They're not going to quit. They're not going to give up. So I expect them to be very competitive. They have a lot of plug-and-play players that can just jump in and play. Again, you can't really replace Miki Ayu, but they got you know, just droves of great players on defense.
And there you saw Abu Ma'afala, who's in his 3rd season with the program now. Kamehameha has gone essentially win-loss through their first 4 games of the season. Had to make a come-from-behind effort against Campbell, lost that one by 4. They've been in a lot of tough matchups here. You feel like Kamehameha is kind of on the cusp of finally breaking through if they can find some consistency offensively here.
You know, I think, you know, if you look at their season, they started off in that first game against Kapolei with auditioning all of their quarterbacks.
Right.
And then Christmas Togiai in the second half of that game really pulled away, and he has been getting better week in and week out. I think they're going to ride him. He's a great game manager, but he's a little bit more. He can run the ball. He can scramble. I think they're going to be very, again, conservative with the run game with Serrao and Bush and try to get the ball to Skylar Ramos because he's lights out.
And with all the injuries that have racked up here for Kahuku, a lot of Kamehameha fans saying, hey, get chance. We'll see what happens tonight. The Warriors and the Red Raiders, more to come as we get ready for kickoff from Halava.
Abstract accident. Seen it, covered it. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
I was a student at Kamehameha from 7th grade, and I'm a graduate of the class of 1976. It's important for me to give back and for my family to give back because it feels really good to know that you're not only serving for the people that came before you, but for all the generations that are going to come after you. And so why not be a part of that legacy and make a difference? Aloha, my name is Janice Kane, and I give with Pauahi.
Honolulu Disposal Service has proudly served Hawaii since 1967. In the 50 years since then, Honolulu Disposal Service has grown from a 2-truck operation into the largest waste management and recycling operation in Hawaii. That growth has been possible not only by hard work and vision, but also by placing a great value on our employees. We're now looking for new personnel to help us grow into the next 50 years. If you want to join a long-time locally owned and operated company, call 845-7581 or visit us online today.
Don't.
Not again. Swan Drive. Seen it, covered it. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
And we're back here inside Aloha Stadium as we count it down to kickoff between Kamehameha and Kahuku. Two very historic programs, a lot of success in their time. And now here's the Red Raiders and the Warriors trying to bounce back with one in the win column as we get ready for today's game. For more on tonight's matchup, here's Jimmy Bender with the New City Nissan Field Report. Aloha, Jimmy.
Hey, good to see you, Felipe and Coach Hernandez. And look, here's the deal as far as what I talked to the coaches about before the game, and it's about what we've been saying. What does the adjustment in the location of the game mean to each team? So I asked each coach their own perspective of this. On the Kamehameha side, Coach Abuma Alfala, what he told me was, look, everything that could swing in our favor has before the game has even started. So he feels like this really is an opportunity they need to take advantage of. Things like a short bus ride. Instead of an hour and a half, they had a 15-minute bus ride. Things like that could really play into their favor. On the Kahuku side, Coach Sterling Cavallo, well, obviously he said we love to play on our home field, not just for the record that they have there, for the fans, the atmosphere, because not many could travel on such short notice. So you can see the sea of red, not as big as it usually is. But he did tell the kids, look, we had to do this. It guaranteed us a field to play on. We didn't have that guarantee on our home field, so they're just going to have to suck it up and get the job done tonight. That's it from here on the field, guys. Back to you.
All right, Jimmy, thank you very much. Let's get to our officials tonight. They're brought to you by Shopo, Hawaii's Police Officers Union. Danny Bain's going to wear the white hat here tonight, joined by Kevin Fuller, Michael Reedy, Reese Samimoto, and Matt Derry. Now, a bit of a change here in the official spotlights. They want to, spotlight the auxiliary crew. That's all the chain gang and the Bucks with Pablo Zapata, Joseph Diaz, and Randy Cohen. So thank you very much to you three for working the chains. In fact, those three guys were working the JV game as well just prior to us getting on the air in a game that was won by Kahuku 42-29. Weather here tonight, a little humid, but there are some nice swirling breezes that have come through Aloha Stadium. It is gorgeous here. The crowd continuing to file in as we get ready between the Warriors and the Red Raiders. Kickoff is moments away from Halava. Interleague football here on Spectrum.
While other burger places serve the same old stuff, I'm the only one who has the balls to serve something different. I mean, just look at my teriyaki bowls. Choose from steak or chicken, covered in teriyaki sauce, plus your choice of white or brown rice.
What about these bowls, Jack?
Hey, you got some pretty nice bowls there, and so does Dan.
Thanks, Jack.
Those are some nice bowls.
Everyone's gonna want to get their hands on Jack's bowls.
Try my bowls!
See that right there? You can't say that.
What? I was just saying I've got great bowls. Oh, now I hear it. Yeah. Try my teriyaki bowls, only at Jack in the Box.
This Tuesday, the defending D2 champs Desjardins take the floor to battle St. Francis. Then, Punahou collides with Iolani. ILH volleyball at its best, exclusively on Spectrum.
This Spectrum Network's presentation of Prep Football is sponsored by Zippies, your Hawaii Honda dealers, Shopo, the State of Hawaii Police Officers Union, and Jack in the Box.
Double duty here for the cheerleaders who work the JV game on both sides, as Kahuku will hope to have something to cheer about when the night is over, along with Kamehameha, as you take a look at the standings here in this Division I open season so far. Campbell, one of only about 5 undefeateds statewide. Campbell's at 4-0. Tomorrow, they look to spoil Mililani's homecoming party. That's in Central Oahu tomorrow on Spectrum XCast. Kahuku is at 1-0, but they're 3-1 overall. And the ILH, everyone looking upstairs at a St. Louis team who feels like they are going to be the one claiming that trophy in November. Punahou and Kamehameha will have something to say about that. It is the Crusaders and the Buff and Blue tomorrow to end the triple header on Spectrum OC16 tomorrow night. So we're about 6 weeks or so into this season, in this interleague play. The injuries have racked up both sides here, Coach. It has been a bit tough, and even the coaches have agreed with it. Just the physicality week after week after week that they have to adjust to against the OIA teams this season.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, no team, OIA or ILH, is unscathed. I mean, you have to go through your reserve teams, and you have to get them ready, and it's next man up because you're going to get guys with injuries. It's just it takes a physical toll on these youngsters.
When you talk about next, that's kind of the theme here for Kahuku. Just eliminate everything that's gone on in the past. What's next? Move forward. Doesn't matter all the adversity you're facing. That's been kind of the mantra for so many years on that Kahuku campus, trying to find success here tonight. Abu Ma'afala, along with his entire offense, as we mentioned, have split their first 4 games of the year. They're going to take on Farrington next week, Friday, at Kamehameha. So that's the only game that Kamehameha will have actually on its campus. But Abu Ma'afala finally settling on a quarterback. Remember, that was kind of up in the air after that first game against Kapolei. And now they have settled on Christmas Tongiai, who has been doing a pretty good job here so far this season. Hey, the Hawaii group visits Osaka to meet Takoyaki Keychains and enjoys breathtaking city views. Be sure to catch Ultimate Japan. It's Sunday at 9:30 p.m. on Spectrum OC16. All right, so we mentioned all the injuries in case you're just joining us. A number of knee injuries to a number of starters here for Kahuku. And now it's a chance for some younger guys to take the spotlight. Kamehameha won the toss and elected to defer, so Kahuku's offense is going to be out onto the field. They felt pretty good about Thornton Lapa heading into that St. Louis game, and in practice, he did look really, really good, but it was Robbie Salvao to steal the show against the Crusaders in that second half, Coach.
I mean, 12 of 16 in the second half against St. Louis. That was very impressive, and I think Robbie Salvao, 6'3", just a junior, showed a lot of presence in the pocket, showed his ability to scramble and run and extend plays. So he's a guy that I think is going to be a gamer.
The question is, offensive line, how will it play out? We have Kobe Apuk and Kalai Kapu, 2 young guys who don't have a lot of starts this season. They will have to pass block in front. Kael Resentes gets ready to tee it up. Tavita Faleta and Mana Whanomoana Valmu get ready to return it. And we are underway from Halava. Mana Whanomoana Valmu from the 1. And Mana past the 25 to the 28-yard line. Coming out, Gilliland in on the stop. Let's bring in the Zippies starting lineups here for Kahuku. Robbie Salval, the quarterback, as we mentioned, 51% completion rate this year. The big questions up front, as we mentioned, Kobe Apuk in that mix, along with Tryson Mauser returnee. You have Ben Masoniai and Chaz Evangelista. Evangelista did a pretty good job, by the way, over at St. Louis in that game last week. Inoke Vimahi out with a knee injury here this evening. Coach Stern Carvalho saying before the game, we got to run the ball, establish that old school Kahuku football. They'll run it here with Wes Alomayava diving forward, a pretty good gain of 5 to the 32. Hoko Arias in on the stop. He helps lead the Zippy starting defensive lineups for the Warriors, which includes the likes of Kalani Kamako Vivo Ole. As we mentioned, 4.5 sacks. He's tied with Tausili Fiotor from Kahuku for tops in the state. In fact, the number 2 guys are tied for second. Each of them have 4 sacks, and both of those guys are split on both sides of the field here tonight. One for Kahuku, the other for Kamehameha. It's kind of Fanomoana Valmu, who was second in the state in sacks. Arias and Maeva able to knock down Maeva, the first down of the game here for the Red Raiders.
I like what they're doing. They're running the ball. They're going back to their roots with a more of a smash kind of an offense. I love what I see, and we'll see if Kamehameha can adjust to this physical run game here.
Kahuku had 209 total yards of offense. That was just it. As tumbling down is Alomayava. Arias able to get knocked down.
Hoko Arias is just a great linebacker. There he is, just knifes through. He is something.
He's been in there every single time. He already has 3 tackles through the first 90 seconds of this game. After the gain of 1, it's 2nd and 9. And another steady carry for Alomayava, wrapped up by Hoku again to the 42. Gain of 3. They'll bring up 3rd down and about 6. Against St. Louis, they were 6 of 16 in this department.
Wow, Hoku Arias is a one-man gang. He's made every tackle thus far.
You're right. He has 4 of the 5 total Kamehameha tackles tonight. That's why first down runs are big here for Kahuku. If they can get into 3rd and manageable, they feel pretty comfortable. This is about a 3rd and medium. Mason Paulo, who's just checked in as a receiver, he's at the top of your screen. And a flag. Delay game. Or was a timeout call prior?
Delay game. On the offense, 5-yard penalty. Down remains 3.
Didn't get it in, so it's going to cost them 5. Kahuku had 12 penalties for 99 yards, which is actually pretty good by their standards when they racked up all those penalties against St. Louis. They were playing a little bit more disciplined. So picks up their first 5 here tonight. Now it's 3rd and 11. Salval climbs. Arias couldn't get the tackle. And it's a stop at the 44. Gain of 7. Paliku Kamaka running forward. Officially at the 43. It's 4th down in the punting unit here for Big Red.
And here you see Salval, and this is what he gives you when things break down and he sees a gap. He can make a move and run with the football, and that's an added dimension for any offense.
Alex Sorrell back deep to return the Alpine Erickson kick. He was averaging 37 a week ago against the Crusaders. Good high booming kick. Sorrell brought it down, and he's brought down inside the 20. KJ Makatiag again.
Wow, Makatiag got there in a hurry. You just love guys on punt team. They just run down like mercenaries. I just love the punt and the kickoff coverage guys.
Take a look at the Zippy starting offense here for Kamehameha. Christmas Tongiai onto the field, 57% completion rate. Only threw 100 yards against Campbell. He has an interception. Up on the line, you have the likes of Lokahi Paole, who got recently invited to play in the Polynesian Bowl in about 3 months' time. And the run here for Reno Bush is Kana Moana Valmu, the linebacker, in on the stop. We mentioned Kana. He has 4 sacks. That's a tackle, but he's tied with Ezri Vaimalo in that number 2 spot for the most sacks in the state, in second place. Tongia trying to feel the pressure. Fiatoa got held onto. This will be a hold to drive it back after the catch is made by Skylar Ramos. Fiatoa trying to clear space. We couldn't get out of the grasp there.
Holding. Offense number 68. 10-yard penalty from the spot of foul. Repeat, second down.
KJ Makatiag in the Zippy starting lineups gets his first start of the season at DB because of the injury to Nohi Kaniho. Here's the hold, Coach.
Yep, it'll get you every time. You know, you got to keep your hands on the inside, but you can't grab a hold of the jersey, obviously. Umpires, all eyes. He's going to see that.
Lazarus Simbahan Miora gets called for it, and now it's second down and blackjack. Quick hitter. It's caught over the middle, and it's brought in. There for the Warriors and Brock Uti. His first catch of the year, right down to the 17-yard line. Game 9.
And they're harrying it up here, and they're just doing a good job of pitch and catch, getting rid of the ball quickly.
Third down. Tongian lets it go. It's caught here for Braden Akima, who gets wrapped up in the open field by Kana Fonomoana Valmu to the 22. It's going to bring up 4th down and 7 here for Kamehameha.
So Kamehameha trying to get rid of the ball quickly, trying to neutralize this vaunted pass rush. However, this back 7, such a good tackling team, especially in the open field.
Resentes ready to kick this one towards Frisco Aviel. Making a second consecutive start. Resentes at a hold that one down. It's blocked by Kana Fonomoana Valmu. Picked up down at the 5. KJ Makatiag. Special teams again doing work for Big Red.
Special teams being extra special, but this started with a high snap. Not only was the protection bad, but the snap was bad, and it forced the punter to get rid of the ball late. Great job. Love that. You got to love special teams. Big plays in the game.
They have blocked a kick in 3 out of the last 5 games now. Remember, they had a fiesta of sorts against Waianae. They did it against Punahou. And now here with first down and goal, we have a penalty marker down.
Encroachment on the offense, number 65, lining up in the neutral zone. It's a 5-yard penalty. Down remains 1.
It's on Chaz Evangelista. Stuart Carvalho is the special teams coach. He is the brother of Sterling Carvalho here for Kahuku. What he has done special teams-wise has been masterful. They bring speed and heat, and it's always been either A, KJ Makatiag, or B, Kana Fonomoana Valmu to get blocks. And now they have it here. Mayaba's going to hand it off to Lefau to the corner. Flag down here as Lefau gets to the end zone. We got to check the penalty.
88 hold, 88 hold.
That's on Kamu Miller. This one is going to bring it back.
Holding. Offense, number 88. 10-yard penalty from the spot of foul. Down remains 1.
Oh, the big tight end, 6'5", 230 on the edge there. And that was a takedown. We're going to call that every time.
And that hold, by the way, is on the former Kamehameha Warrior, Kamu Miller, who transferred to Kahuku this past season. How about the running ability here from Lefau, huh?
I love Lefau. He is such a beast.
And now, the encroachment penalty, the holding penalty, makes it first and goal at the 20-yard line. Saval's in. Saval had a pirouette, trying to find Enos, who's open. Incomplete through his hands. Chanston Kalekoa was guarding him, and he saved the 6.
You know, that ball took a while to get there. It kind of hung up in the air and gave the defensive back time, but it looked like there was some confusion there. And then the ball just kind of floated. Salval kind of lofted it. And that went right through his breadbasket.
Oh, golden opportunity, empty there. Handed off Wes Alomayava. Dives inside to the 15. Ezra Ivaimalo able to get the stop.
You know, all things considered, they're still in pretty good field position here.
Remember, they had this ball originally at the 5-yard line after the block punt. Mayava, 10. And undercutted right at the 6. It's going to bring a 4th and goal after Kalau Morikawa chopped him down. And now Duke Heffernan onto the field, and so Kahuku going to opt to try and take the 3 here. This will be a 22-yard attempt. Off the hold from Manafono Moanavamu. Heffernan is 4 of 4 in his career. Hasn't attempted one this year. Heffernan. Got him. And Kahuku gets the first points here tonight. It all started courtesy of the punt block from Kanafono Moanavamu, where the penalties drive him back, and Kahuku settles for 3.
Morning, buddy.
Breakfast on you?
Breakfast on me.
Here's to making your morning routine a little better.
Wake up to McDonald's local breakfast platters with Spam or Portuguese sausage, or get both in the local deluxe breakfast platter. Enjoy with the McCafe Royal Kona Blend coffee.
Hi.
Aloha. Welcome to Hawaii Honda Dealers.
Thanks. Great to be here. I heard a radio spot. Is it true you take walk-ins?
That's right.
And I don't need an appointment?
No appointments necessary.
And your factory-trained technicians will fix my car today?
Yep.
Is this one of those hidden camera shows? I'm being punked, aren't I?
No camera.
It's gotta be around here someplace. Hi, Mom.
Mom can't see you.
Visit your local Hawaii Honda dealer today. We take walk-ins.
This Saturday, it's an ILH tripleheader live from Aloha Stadium. First, it's the Saints and the Wolfpack. Then the Raiders take on the Monarchs. Then the Crusaders battle the Buff and Blue. Hawaii Prep Football, exclusively on Spectrum. Hey, New City Nissan has been honored as one of only 50 Nissan dealers in the United States during the 2018 Nissan Global Award of Excellence. You can visit Hawaii's premier Nissan dealer today. It's New City Nissan in Kalihi. Duke Heffernan. It's his 5th career field goal. That from 22, and now he has to kick it off towards Alex Sorrell, who's got it from around the 14-yard line. Oh, Sorrell found a hole and ran into Nalu Emerson on special teams to the 40-yard line and a return of 28.
You know, we talk about special teams, and you can't talk enough about the ruggedness of the players, the football players that play on special teams. They are running down a huge expanse of field, and they are just trading body blows. It is just a physical part of football.
And Emerson, who has a number of offers from UNLV, UH, and Navy, able to get the stop on special teams there. So pretty good field position here for Kamehameha in their second drive of the night. Tongai gonna fake it and hit Ramos, who dropped it. And if he caught it, he would have been in the end zone. He got past KJ Makatiug.
You know, this hurry-up offense of Kamehameha, it's a great offense, but you got to convert. You got to make first downs, because if you go 3 and out, it only plays into the hands of the defense.
Ramos runs deep. Tongai checked it. He got past Zion Ayu. Now he's chased out there by Elijah Latu to the outside. A good run there from Tongai to the Kahuku 48. A dozen first down yards.
Nice gain. This guy, again, not only is he efficient with the football, but he's very smart. He knows how to handle the football. Nice little stiff arm there by the quarterback. Get that ball in the outside arm and dance out of bounds. Beautiful.
Tongiai gonna hand it off here to Alex Sorrell. Sorrell pushes his way to the 44-yard line. Sorrell, second-year varsity man, was knocked down by Elijah Olatu. After the helmet popped off, he has to come out, so Reno Bush comes in. All right, we saw Chris Tongiai. Obviously, you played him game 1 of the season, but his breakout party was against Mililani and how he operated to bring that team right back into that game against the Trojans.
He made some nice reads, some nice plays, especially on those trick plays.
Throw it out, caught Akima. KJ Makatiog stood him up and pushed him back. Right to the 40-yard line, gain of 4. Braden Akima caught 2 balls for 20 yards for the third-year varsity guy in Eva Beach last week. When Kamehameha likes to run with tempo here, and they'll try and fight for that first down. As Reno Bush was trying to plug his way through. We're going to spot this. Oh, they're going to spot it a yard shot here.
Reno Bush, nice double team at the point of attack, and Reno Bush just trying to muscle his way through. But boy, that is going to be tough. It's going to be tight.
4th down and 1. Play clock down to 12. A free 5. Oh, they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Bush is the safety valve. Tongiai's brought the ball is out. Hit from behind by Kana Funomo Anavamu. And Kahuku has it with Elijah Latu.
Big play by the Red Raider defense. Wow, they're just swarming right now on defense. But, you know, we talked about Tongiai. He makes great decisions. Here you got to get rid of the ball. It's 4th and inches. You can't hold on to it. A sea of red is just coming down on you. Got to protect that football in that situation.
Another big defensive stand. It sets up Kahuku at midfield. And they'll run it here with a 235-pounder in Tole Lafau.
The dive option.
How's
Boy,
that, eh?
I love seeing that.
Akaleo Kupono, Dane Mayava combine in on the tackle. Dane Mayava, that 5'10 junior, and on that last stop, and now Kuku going to try and slow things down again, run out the clock, control the tempo of the game.
Again, shades of Doug Simones.
It's comforting to see, you know, in this era of pass-happy spread attacks, RPOs, you don't typically see a ton of I formations or dive options. 3rd down, the snap was low. Salval with a clean pocket, loading up downfield for Mason Polo, incomplete. Had a great touchdown against the Crusaders last week. That throw was long. How about Paliku Kamaka and Micah Lilo combining in on the coverage?
Nice arm strength by Salval. He gave his guy a chance, just a little high and outside, but Paulo is a very athletic guy. He's gonna make some big plays for this offense.
Erickson will have to put a boot into this one again. His last one went 38 yards. And the snap was good for the BYU commit, and this one is end over end. That's a smart move there from Alex Sorrell. So often return guys kind of fall in love with the opportunity to run one back, but that was inside the 15, and now Kamehameha will have it at the 20-yard line. Here's Jimmy.
Hey, thanks a lot, Felipe and Coach Hernandez. Now, remember in the Kahuku Punahou game last month, you mentioned, Felipe, that the Red Raiders have been doing some yoga as part of their training program. Well, it just happens to be National Yoga Month right now. So I talked to the boys about how they feel about the new routine. In fact, the guy I talked to mainly was Robbie Savao. He said, look, he loves it. In fact, he noticed he's got way more flexibility, and it's something he really notices when he's scrambling around in the pocket. It's really helped him out. So namaste, Robbie, and back to you guys.
Draw it up, and that was going nowhere right to the 16-yard line after Braden Akima was back there.
My favorite yoga pose is the resting pose. You know, you just lie on your back and
close your eyes.
Yeah, there you go.
I thought you would be like a warrior pose guy, maybe. A little rugged for that. Right to the second down here. Braden Akima lines up behind Tongiai. He runs out flat. The pressure comes. He gets rid of it. Akima. Ball's out. Ball is out. And the rule it incomplete. Incomplete. Did not hang on and make a move up the field. The hit came from Kana Whanomoana Valmu.
Well, I'll tell you what, this game has kind of gone as we thought it would. Two physical defenses having their way thus far. The special teams of Kahuku has been outstanding.
Bring up third down here. Pressured again. Tongiai is brought down. Tausili Fiatoa just bear hugged him all the way down to the turf. The ball's at the 9. It's a loss of 6.
That's going to add to his sack total. I mean, this defense right now, even with the absence of Kaniho and Ayu, they are just bringing the firepower on the pass rush right now.
Or the last snap to Rosentes was high. That's been a bit inconsistent. The wind swirling here in Aloha Stadium. And from his end zone, Rosentes, the sidewinder punt that's going to end up right at the 35-yard line. 26-yard punt. So Kahuku will have it at the Warrior 35. Well, a lot been talked about the offense and how that would, progress throughout the season. But one thing that has been so consistent this year has been the defense, Coach.
Defense and special teams, they can always hang their hat on that. If you're Kahuku, you always put your best athletes on defense and tremendous special team play. There you see it right there, making things happen.
The 35 play action, Salval Lefau, what a catch behind him, and he brought it in. Coco Arias lost his shell on the way down. Made a good tackle there, but Lefau's catch was great.
Nice job by Lefau here. Making a one-hand grab. I mean, that is amazing. Golden opportunity for Kahuku with Hoku Arias has to come out for a play.
Like Kamehameha sneaked in there, but got back here after the handoff. Takes it to the 28-yard line. Manaya Kalani Wolfgram in on the stop of Wes Alomayava.
And Wes Alomayava last season, he was just beset with injuries. When he was a JV player, we saw him. He was just an absolute stud. Got off to a great start and still has a lot of fresh legs left.
7 carries, 34 yards. Gonna go for more here in the spin for just the second Kahuku first down of the game. And it's at the 24. Micah Lilo the stop. Of course, we all know Wes Alomayava's story. Remember the fractured back that he suffered just a couple of years ago at a Mililani scrimmage. Dr. came to his house, spoke with the family. They suggested him to sit out, but he rehabbed hard, and now he's back to full strength. A pump, a miss, and a tackle. And a penalty marker down. This was well down the field. It's at the 9-yard line. Ezra Ivaimalo came forward and hit Robbie Salval.
Nothing drives a coach more crazy than a quarterback that holds on to the ball too long. You want him to get into the habit of throwing it out of bounds.
Holding on the defense, number 6. A 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. Repeat the down.
Jansen Kaleko was hanging on to Duke Heffernan here.
You want to get rid of it. You don't want to hold on to that ball. That is the key right there.
Kamehameha's getting good pressure here, but Micah Lilo was the first in, but couldn't seal it. All for naught because of the defensive holding penalty. And we're going to get a penalty marker down. It's going to be a false start against Kahuku here with a half minute to go.
False start on the offense, number 49. It's a 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
Start on Carvalho. Lihue kid, Kauai 1993 graduate. And penalties have hurt us a lot throughout the season, but our kids show the toughness and kind of thrive in the chaos. There's a keep and a pitch back. And down at the 20-yard line, chancing Telekoa. There we get the stop on Alo Maiava.
The quintessential football play is the triple option. You know, just love to see the artistry of it. You know, the quarterback usually pitches it with one hand, not two. That was a little bit of an odd thing.
And a fast-moving first quarter. Kahuku on Duke Heffernan's 22-yard field goal. The only difference after one.
Rainbow Warrior Football is back on Spectrum Sports pay-per-view. There's still time to catch all the action when you order the season package at a great price. Go to Spectrum Channel 254 or call 643-2100 to sign up today.
This year, Tony Group is celebrating 40 years in Hawaii. What started as a small Honda dealership with my dad Tony, just a few models, and a small group of employees, has grown into a thriving auto dealer group. Today, Tony Group includes Honda, Nissan, Volkswagen, Hyundai, and Genesis dealerships, and a car wash and collision center.
As we turn 40, we simply want to say mahalo.
Thank you. Mahalo. And thanks for making us who we are today.
Honolulu Disposal Service has proudly served Hawaii since 1967. In the 50 years since then, Honolulu Disposal Service has grown from a 2-truck operation into the largest waste management and recycling operation in Hawaii. That growth has been possible not only by hard work and vision, but also by placing a great value on our employees. We're now looking for new personnel to help us grow into the next 50 years. If you want to join a long-time locally owned and operated company, call 845-7581 or visit us online today.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 1186, is a proud supporter of high school athletics. They want to say good luck to all the student athletes and a huge mahalo to all the coaches and other volunteers. Felipe, Darren, and Jimmy with you here from Aloha Stadium on a relatively cool night as the temperature has dipped down in Halava. 3-0 our score. But Robbie Salval and the Red Raiders are driving.
The offset eye. Wow.
Left foul pass protects. They throw it out. It's caught. Duke Heffernan carving his way and hit from behind by Tiger Peterson, the UH commit. His first tackle on the evening sets up first and goal.
I really like this kid, Duke Heffernan. Not just a kicker, but a top-notch, rock-solid receiver in his own right.
The gain was 14. It's catch 12 of the season for the guy who has 165 receiving yards now on the year. From the 6, first and goal. Maiava. Alo Maiava in for the Kahuku touchdown. Tell you what, Kobe Apuck deserves a hard hat for lead blocking in front here for Big Red.
Nice job by the offensive line, and Lefau also got a great piece of Hoku Arias and paved the way as well for Alo Maiava. And this is dangerous. Once they get this physical run game going, they can really put a hurting on you.
And Heffernan, ooh, that one tucked in to the upright and good. And so Maiava, who leads the state in rushing touchdowns, adds to his total. TD number 9, 10-0 Kahuku.
I was a student at Kamehameha from 7th grade, and I'm a graduate of the class of 1976. It's important for me to give back and for my family to give back because it feels really good to know that you're not only serving for the people that came before you, but for all the generations that are going to come after you. And so why not be a part of that legacy and make a difference? Aloha, my name is Janice Kane, and I give with Pauahi.
Hi, I'm Kaipo, a Spectrum installer. I may have added services to your home or business. I'm a father and a coach, but I'm also a proud member of IBEW Local 1186. We care about the community, and we care about you.
Working hard at the jobs they do. IBEW Local 1186. Local people serving local communities' communication needs. IBEW Local 1186. Lighting your path to the future.
This Saturday, the boys from Eva Beach head to Mililani in search of a statement win, while the Trojans look to remain unbeaten in the OIA season. Campbell, Mililani, Hawaii Prep Football, exclusively on Spectrum.
Wes Alomayava, who this season is averaging 5.7 a carry. Of course, over the last couple of games, his offense has sputtered a little bit because of the direction of the offense. Wanted to air it out a little bit more. Didn't reveal too much against Waianae. Only had about 3 rushes in that game. However, he leads the state in rushing touchdowns for this senior who is no nonsense, no ego. And there you see Sterling Carvalho's brother, Stewart, right there in the huddle. Short kick, got to be picked up at the 20-yard line. Reno Bush. Bush spun into Nalu Emerson. This one's right at the 28-yard line. So you look at Wes Alomayava and those 9 rushing touchdowns, tops in the Division I Open this season, Coach.
I'll tell you what, this guy, I mean, we talked about maybe Kahuku being more balanced as the game, you know, when we talked about at the beginning of the game, maybe they'll come out and let Robbie Salvao, based on his numbers, it was so efficient against St. Louis, but we also talked about Wes Alomayava and that he needed to get the ball because 9 carries for 2 yards the last 2 games. They got to get this guy going.
From the 28-yard line, here for the Warriors. Tonga in the offense, up top for Davis Munn, incomplete. Davis Munn couldn't play the first few games of the season. Finally got action against Campbell. When he's locked in and loaded, he's as good as any maybe in the division, but this one was just overthrown here for the senior.
And pressure again, that time, big number 8 with the beautiful hair, Nalu Emerson, coming in with the blitz. I'm jealous.
Second down. Tonga, look out. It is somehow hauled in by Micah Pashan. Strong hands for the 6'4" kid, battling with Peter John Matira at the 30-yard line for a gain of 2.
Micah Pashan, 6'4". Great job, strong hands, catching it at the highest point and bringing that in.
Catch for the year. He has 13 yards now receiving this season. Facing down this Kahuku defense. 3rd down. They go underneath to Braden Akima, who try to break out of the grasp of Kanafano Moanavamu, whose responsibility and value is so much higher now, Coach, because of the injury to Mickey Ayu. Kana has had a heck of a night here for Kahuku.
Okana and Mana, talk about studs. These guys can do it all. They can cover, they can blitz. I mean, wow, to have 2 guys like this, what a bonus. What a great package of athletes they have.
Rosentes flies that one towards Frisco Aviao. They'll take a Kamehameha bounce right at the 21-yard line. 45 on the kick. That's where Kahuku will have it. Well, Frisco Aviao kind of let himself go.
Playing with fire here. Very close.
Even if he did touch it, I think the ball would have been marked down there because his back pedal and his body language signaled that he was giving it up. So the ball will be placed at the 21-yard line. Zealand Matangi now, the 5'9" sophomore, is back. First-year varsity man. Because of all those great Matangis that came through the program. So this is a give to Toile Lefau. He gets to the 24-yard line with a penalty marker down. Marker Kupono, there you see right there. Navy offer that he got earlier in the summer.
Personal foul, face mask, on the defense, number 55. The 15-yard penalty results in a first down.
It's on Kupono Blake.
Kupono Blake plays two ways. This guy is a stud lineman. O-line, D-line. That's rare in today's game.
Remember, the line has been fairly thin on both sides for Kamehameha towards the end of summer heading in. Waiting for it to kind of congeal a bit as Lefau runs into the arms of Akalea Kupono. We're at the 40-yard line.
Now, Kahuku doesn't look like they're running the true triple option. That looks just like a bunch of dive plays. And again, Kamehameha, they're going to try to take away the dive. That's the first option you take away when you face an option team.
They'll roll at the box here, and they'll run it forward one more time. This time, Akalea Kupono and Lanson Dung in on the stop of Zealand Matangi, who gets his 12th carry of the year. And now it's going to set up 3rd and a half dozen. Kuku's had 4 opportunities on 3rd downs tonight. They've converted one of them. For a team who this season has roughly been around 39%. Double pass protection. Sabal will fire. Is incomplete to Mason Paulo. As Chancing Kalekoa is on the coverage. Good job there from Kamehameha's defense, at least on this drive. It appears they'll get the ball back.
Yeah, I've been impressed with their run defense. When they try to run the dive option, they've been just stuffing that and forcing them now into 3rd and medium and 3rd and long situations, and they haven't been able to convert.
So Erickson will have to punt it towards Sorrell again. Sorrell's got some pretty good jets, and he's been very impressive this season for this senior who just runs with so much aggression. Trying to get a good return to get Kamehameha back in it. This one kind of shanked off the foot of Erickson. The hang time was only 2.75. It's right at the 40-yard line and a 17-yard kick. And maybe Kamehameha can try and build upon that in a very physical game in which Kahuku leads 10-0.
We are Hawaii. Hawaii's our foreign. Spirit of aloha. We are Hawaii.
Welcome to
No envelopes?
No deposit slips?
Welcome to
Wow.
That's it?
That's really easy.
Welcome to the new Bank of Hawaii Easy Deposit ATMs for personal and business accounts. Just insert your checks or cash. No deposit slips or envelopes. Confirm your deposit and get a receipt with your checks printed right on it. Welcome to the next generation of
Wow.
Cool.
Easy.
Welcome to tomorrow. Bank of Hawaii.
This Saturday, the boys from Eva Beach head to Mililani in search of a statement win, while the Trojans look to remain unbeaten in the OIA season. Campbell, Mililani, Hawaii Prep Football, exclusively on Spectrum.
Enterprise scores around town. We're going to have Pearl City in a couple of weeks as it will host Roosevelt. Tonight, they're on top of Kalaheo by 26. Pearl City trying to get to 4-2 on the year. Moanalua, by the way, defeating Lelehu at 10-3. It's a very good matchup in Division 1. Kiai Kione, the sophomore now, is the new quarterback here for Kamehameha. Can this change it around some things? There's Reno Bush. That's brought down by Zion Ayu and Ace Kalfusi. It's a loss of a couple. So Kiai Kione, he is 0 for 5 this year. He had some snaps against Kapolei, but that was August the 10th. Born and raised in Palisades in Pearl City. This former Pearl City Charger says, you know, balancing out my life was tough this summer through football, but that hunger is still there to try and push the other quarterbacks to succeed, to have some overall team success. Kione throws a quick hitter to Braden Akima. What a catch! Akima! Davis Munn blocking in front. Akima's down at the 28-yard line. Frisco Avial knocked him down. The gain was 34.
Wow, what a catch in traffic. And Keone puts this ball between two defenders. Beautiful throw, no doubt about it.
Ramos now. Penalty flag down. We go back to the Akima catch.
That was beautiful. In traffic. And Akima having the presence of mind, the wherewithal to continue to run to the sideline.
And now it's a chance here for Kamehameha to try and get on the scoreboard. You saw Braden Akima's numbers and Fred Solano, former Radford head coach, former Punho assistant coach, now the current offensive coordinator with the Warriors. And he has done a phenomenal job, by the way, with how he schemes and the right play calling at the right time. Sometimes it's ended up on the short end of the stick, however. Execution's been a bit tough for the first 4 games of the year for the Warriors.
Illegal substitution on the defense. It's a loose ball play. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay first down.
That's a good explanation there from Danny Bain. So we'll take it to the 23-yard line. First and 5 for Kamehameha. Just outside the red zone. Keone pressured again. And he is still trying to make a move, but it's Joshua Singh. Flag is down here. Joshua Singh got to him.
Not sure what they're going to call here, but again, a young quarterback, you got to get rid of the football. Whenever you hold on to that ball too long, they're going to call leading with the helmet here. I can almost guarantee that.
And you saw the head snap on Keone with him. Might have drawn a flag. Let's see.
There's no foul on the play for targeting. Second down.
You know why? Because I think Keone lowered his body.
Yeah, I think the attempt was to come in with the helmet first, but there was no contact made.
It's unfortunate both of them come out of it. Kinai Le'ua was one of the guys in bringing the heat. Instead, the sack is going to bring this one back. Sorrell, the running back. 2nd and 17. They fire it again. Oh, Pascal Ramos, his second target. And the second one that zipped by the talented junior. Couldn't bring it in.
They love to throw the slant route to this guy because if you can lead him and he can catch the ball in full stride, he's going to make something happen. We've seen him against Mililani make some big plays. 16 catches, 242 yards. The guy is a playmaker.
And if you're one-on-one against him, he's going to burn you. 3rd down. Keone firing for Ramos. Overthrew him, though. Mana Fonomo Anavama was guarding. And so, it's going to bring a 4th down. Field goal attempt from here would be from 52 yards if they decide to go for it, which is just on the fringe of Resentes. And Resentes is coming onto the field now to punt this one.
That drive looked so promising in the beginning. That's Kahuku defense just so stout.
Resentes will try and drop this one in the bucket. And it is in the end zone. And so the net punt will be 15. Kahuku will have it at the 20-yard line. You've had to play against Kahuku a number of times. What's the anxiety and the preparation like trying to scheme against a Kahuku defense?
Well, again, they have 3 levels of great athletes. They put their best athletes on defense. And so you have to reckon with just waves of defenders coming at you. And you can't really scheme against one thing because there's so many things there. It's hard to pinpoint any weakness in that defense.
The offense here tonight is at 84 total yards so far. That's the 20-yard line. There's Wesalo Mayava. Micah Lilo in on the stop after the gain of 2. Micah Lilo, second-year varsity man, has really improved and has shown flashes of brilliance throughout the season. Can you stay a little bit more consistent tonight. He's done a pretty solid job.
And so both teams with a totally different approach. Kamehameha on offense trying to hurry it up, and Kahuku trying to run the ball.
Play action here. Zaval puts it high and incomplete to Ethan Erickson. And the future Cougar couldn't haul that one because Tiger Peterson, the future Beau, was all over him.
Play action. But you know, again, that going back to the play before when they ran the triple option, it looked like they haven't been practicing that offense a lot. I mean, usually the quarterback keeps it a little late, right into the last minute, and then he pitches it. That last play, they pitched it to Alo Mayava so early, the defense was able to rally there.
Swinging out, Alo Mayava trying to use his speed. Got past Lilo, got past Peterson, who was trailing behind. It's a first down here for Kahuku after the gain of 8.
We talked about this. Touches. Alo Mayava, if we can't get him the ball, you can't get him the ball as a running back, then, you know, detach him as a slot back. Try to get him the ball on screens or dump-offs.
Penalty marker down. A sideline warning here against Kahuku.
Sideline warning, Kahuku. Sideline warning.
Sterling Carvalho's like, hey, come on, guys, help me out here. Carvalho, who was an assistant with this Kahuku team since 2006 before getting the head job. Remember, he was the head coach for the JV team for a number of years. Left foul. Spun down at the 38-yard line, gain of 7. As number 7, Tiger Peterson and Akalea Kupono combine on the stop.
Left foul. He just loves to get banged around and bang people around. He's just a big, physical man.
Trying to go aerial there. And he's nimble. He's got moves. He's got hips. We're at 235 pounds. Run here for Alo Mayava into Micah Lilo's arms, along with Manaya Kalani Wolfgram. We're going to get a Kamehameha called timeout. So after that first down run from Alo Mayava, defense looking a little tired here as Kahuku tries to ratchet the pace up here with 5.5 till the half.
We're more than just $9.99 large two-topping pizza delivered. We're that moment you realize you're raising her right. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Here it comes. Unfiltered emotion. A reasonable reaction to the outstanding deals at the Honda Summer Spectacular event. The knowledge that your new Honda HR-V was named part of 2018's best SUV lineup in America and comes with a standard rear-view camera has this sort of effect. Woo-hoo! Find your joyful moment at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
Oh, I get it.
Visit your local Honda dealer today and test drive the Honda HR-V.
This Saturday, the boys from Eva Beach head to Mililani in search of a statement win, while the Trojans look to remain unbeaten in the OIA season. Campbell, Mililani, Hawaii Prep Football, exclusively on Spectrum.
Monday night, it's Hawaii Girls Volleyball live from the North Shore. Big Blue takes on Big Red. Moanalua, Kahuku, Hawaii Prep Volleyball, exclusively on Spectrum. Let's go inside the number.
Play the wrong way, and still the quarterback has the ability to run for a first down. It just drives you crazy.
7 first downs for Kahuku now. Here's play 7 of the drive. They'll throw it out incomplete right to Kainoa Chrisman. Only had 1 catch this season. Defense not very deep here, but their ones are uber talented. But right now facing a Kahuku team that's trying to shorten the game, establish the run. Play 8 of the drive is a Matangi run into Peterson. He bounced off him and got right into Kupono Blake. A A run of 4.
And this Kamehameha defense on the field a lot. And that man playing both ways on the line. Got to be feeling it already in the first half.
Kamehameha can ill afford to allow any kind of yards here for Kahuku on this 3rd down. They'll hand it off. Chasing out, and they'll bring him out for Mayava as Paliku Kamaka escorted him out. We're going to spot this here. Right at the 32-yard line. That should be good for a 1st down.
Nice job. The double team at the point of attack, pushing Kamehameha's D-line backwards.
Kamehameha for 2nd and a half.
Alo Mayava, 6 feet 180. It's kind of a perfect size for a tall, fast halfback like this. I mean, he's the prototype that you see year in and year out at Kahuku.
So the Warriors forced to take a timeout. We want to say congratulations to Elite Student Athlete Award nominee Tevis Swan. The Waipahu senior is a point guard on the basketball team, an excellent student in the classroom, and volunteers with park and beach cleanups in her spare time. Mahalo to Hawaii Self-Storage for the Elite Student Athlete Scholarship. 4:45 here to go in a 10-0 game. Heffernan, a 22-yard field goal. West Alo Mayava, a rushing touchdown. The difference here so far in a game which has kind of been ho-hum, really, Coach.
Yeah, it's a defensive struggle. The special teams obviously played a big role in the scoring for Kahuku.
This is play number 10 of Kahuku's drive. Pitch it out, Alo Mayava. Hit it hard as Ezra Ivai Malo was first in there, along with Akalea Kupono to make the stop.
Here's the option this time out of the shotgun. Great job, though, by number 21, Lilo, by turning the play inside to his dogs. His dogs were coming.
Second down. Straight run ahead again. Mayava. Micah Lilo and Kamana O'Gilliland tag team there. It's at the 25. Around a 3-yard shot of the first down.
You can see some of the defenders kind of bending at the waist and taking deep breaths. They've been on the field a lot.
Third down here. Kahuku 3 of 7 tonight on 3rd down conversions. And they give it to Toalele foul, bringing everybody with him to the 15-yard line. Kalau Morikawa and Kalani Kamaka Viva Ole. We haven't called his name too much here tonight. 11 in the white. So another first down for Kahuku.
Toalele foul. You got to love this guy. He can catch the ball. Already made a one-handed catch. He's a great blocker and shows some niftiness when he runs the football.
Kahuku's taking about 3.5 minutes off the clock. Kupono Blake, good stop here for the Warriors. Double nickels in the white on Lefau.
Kupono Blake, we keep talking about him playing 2 ways. This is a 2-plate lunch kind of a night for Kupono Blake. Look at him, just an absolute beast. Like a boss, sheds the offensive lineman and makes look at the body on this guy. This is a perfect defensive lineman body. Big arms, big forearms, just a full-grown man.
Salvao wanted to wind up the outside open. And Salvao going forward here, right down to the 8-yard line. Mayava and Peterson get the tackles. The running ability from Salvao was really improved. It was on display against Punahou after he rushed for 112 yards. One of 3 100-yard rushers for Kahuku that day.
That's amazing.
The other being Alo Mayava and Toalele Foul. And here is the aforementioned West Alo Mayava. This is going to set up first and goal here for Kahuku. And now the Rhino package coming onto the field here for the Red Raiders. They kind of put this in about 2 weeks ago. They line up out of the centipede. They have 16th play now of the drive. Alomayava takes it to the end zone. Touchdown, Kahuku.
Wow. Well, as my good friend Larry Price used to say, physical superiority cancels all theory. And there you see it right there. Physical superiority on that drive, running the football, keeping the chains moving, just doing a fantastic job of managing the game on offense.
And Heffernan will put it through. 17-0. Back to the touchdown.
You gotta love this Rhino package. 3 lead blockers. And Alomayava untouched for his 10th rushing touchdown, leading the state.
On a drive that took 5 minutes and 17 seconds off the clock and lasted 16 plays, and 80 yards. More football coming your way here on Spectrum Networks. Tomorrow, we have 4 games on Spectrum OC16 and Spectrum XCast combined. We have the triple header here from Aloha Stadium as St. Francis and Pac-5, Iolani Damien, St. Louis and Puno. Those games are 2, 5, and 8. And then Campbell and Mililani at 6:30 p.m. That's Mililani's homecoming. That's going to be a fun one to watch. Mililani trying to avoid going back-to-back with the losses. And Campbell trying to remain undefeated to get to 5-0. It would be the first time they would start 5-0 since 1997, I should say, in 21 years. Of course, 2, 5, and 7, as we mentioned. Those 2, 5, and 8, I should say, are those times for the triple header. 1997, you were the coach of that team, were you not?
That's exactly right.
Reno Bush. And Bush able to be knocked down at the 28-yard line. Alpha able to take him down here. 95 seconds. All right, come on, man. I got to do something here quick.
Boy, 17-0 down. I think that, again, this hurry-up offense right now can be a double-edged sword. It can be fantastic when things are going great and you are moving the chains and making completions. It can be exhausting for the defense. But when you go 3 and out or you can't sustain drives, now it's exhausting for your defense.
Keone is back in. And fires in, almost intercepted. Miscommunication with Davis Munn, and Ace Kalfusi nearly had his 2nd pick of the year.
Keone just kind of short-armed it. You know, this Kahuku defense missing some major parts and still able to put up a shutout thus far in the first half.
92 seconds left here in the half. Keone intercepted. Picked down. Guess who? Kana Foromoana. Fomu down at the 1. He does it all.
Gosh, these guys are just crazy good. Both brothers, Kana Fanoimanu Vaumu is just an absolute monster out here. He reads this all the way. He's the flat defender. He reads that all the way. Makes a nifty move here.
The 33-yard return. Kana Fanoimanu, 5 tackles. He has a punt block. He's got a sack. He's got a tackle for loss. And now he's got an interception. Kamehameha takes their final timeout of the half. Kana. You know, the responsibilities are much bigger this season. It's only sacks for Kana. Just came in the Open Championship game a season ago against St. Louis.
And only a junior.
That's the scary part. You know, Abu Ma'afala just trying to spark some life here after what has been a bit of a deflating first half. Wow. It has just been rough going. Hey, it's been an exciting week in the Hawaii Emoji Blitz competition. Tonight, we can announce that Nanakuli was this week's winner and will receive $2,000. But Kailua still wins and receives $500. Congratulations to all the teams. Left fouls the back. First and goal from the 1. Left foul sticks his head down, plows forward, and gets, let's see here. Gonna mark him down. No signal yet. For the time being, he's marked shy. The clock is still running, by the way. They didn't kill it. And so they're about a nose of the football away from 6 more. Feed him again. Left foul. Now muscles his way for the Kahuku touchdown.
You're not going to stop a 5'11", 235-pound fire hydrant. I mean, he is just stout. It's like trying to tackle a Coke machine. Not going to happen. Low center of gravity.
Second rushing touchdown of the season for Lefau. Remember, the other rushing touchdown he had was a 65-yarder against Punahou. Extra point is good, and it's 24-0 Kahuku. Wow.
They just capitalize on your mistakes. We saw now a block punt that set up a score, and then an interception set up another score, and they just come at you in droves, and they have this ability to make big plays, especially in the return game, whether it's interception returns, punt returns, kick returns, fumble returns. There's always a big play to be made by this Kahuku defense and special teams.
And you take a look at what Kahuku has done in terms of points per game. They're a little over 41. Now, among all the OIA teams, that's first in the OIA, and they have gotten more than half of it so far in this first half. Kamehameha is out of timeouts. However, they do get the ball back to start the second half, and this one is muffed by Alex Sorrell, who scoops it up at the 7. Sorrell was one juke away from maybe busting a big one. But a good return nonetheless to the 36-yard line as Peter John Matira funneled him out in front of the Kamehameha bench.
Oftentimes you see that on special teams where the return man will maybe muff the ball and it'll bounce around back there. And then when he picks it up, he ends up with a big return. The reason for that is the coverage team is just running down hell-bent for leather, and they're trying to stay in their lanes, and they end up overrunning the play.
Kahuku is smelling blood. And Kamehameha come up with something here. The handoff was blown up by Tausili Fiatoa.
Fiatoa is just an absolute brute.
And Kahuku looks like they're going to take a timeout here.
I mean, Fiatoa looks like he's playing at an extra, on an extra speed level compared to everybody else. Remember when you get those Madden games and you can take a defender?
On the clock. 33. Timeout. Red, Kahuku, their first timeout of the half. Thank you.
Yeah, I remember those Madden games. Those,
you could put the guy up real high.
Upcoming schedule. It is driven by Hawaii Honda dealers. Kamehameha will host Farrington. You take a look at the Buff and Blue. We'll have that for you. End of the month in September. I'm telling you what, the game to look out for, Kahuku Mililani. That's a rematch of last year's OIA championship. And then they'll have to go to Eva Beach to take on Campbell. They're looking forward to that one over there, 76 South. And then that Kapolei game, remember that was supposed to be played, but a couple of weeks ago got booed because of Hurricane Lane. And now be made up on October the 19th. Remember, this game was supposed to be played at Kahuku, but because of a tropical storm Olivia, the field is flooded, so they moved the game back here. And Kahuku said, yeah, we'll play a game, because otherwise, had they not played, they would have had about an 18-day break till their next game against Mililani, as this one is going right to Reno Bush as a Kanafano Moanavamu escorts him out there. We have penalty marker down. So remember, Kahuku had a 3-week break before they played St. Louis, and then they would have nearly a full 3-week break before they would have played Mililani had this game been canceled. So Sterling Carvalho saying, yeah, we want to play. And right now they're up 24-0.
After the play, personal foul. Defense number 12, late hit. The 15-yard penalty results in a first down. Number 12's helmet came off in the play. He needs to sit out one play.
And that's on Kanafano Moanavamu.
There he is, outside linebacker number 12. Just does a great job of finishing, but he finishes it way out of bounds. Once you get to that white stripe, you gotta, the fat white stripe, you gotta let up.
From the 50-yard line, Keone throws it out. It's caught, flagged down in the backfield. It's on Tausili Fiotoa, who made contact on Keone after the pass. The catch was good by Akima, and it could tack on 15 more. And it will.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 43 on the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
And the total game, ouch. The total gain is 22. And right now they're in Resente's field goal range, so maybe Kamehameha can get some points out of this. Remember, they do have the ball to start the second half. Keone throws it. Oh, off of the Kahuku defender, Elijah Latu. It was intended for Brock Ai. Oh, Latu. He had a pick against the Crusaders last week and nearly had his second one of the year here.
Oh, Elijah Latu. He's going to dream about that one. He had just a green pasture in front of him.
Latu continues to attack and attack and attack. Second down. Keone bumped into one of his own man, freed it up and threw it away. Ramos was the closest receiver there. The pressure came from Tuia Tupuola with 12 seconds to go.
You know, you got to credit number 8, Nalu Emerson. He's been stepping up big time. It seems like he's the guy calling the defense right now in the absence of Miki Ayu, a senior who has a lot of experience, and he's lined up in Miki Ayu's spot a lot of times at middle backer.
Third down. Keone floating one high for Akima. Incomplete. Akima running middle of the field. Overthrew him. It'll bring up fourth down. Let's see what Kamehameha wants to do here.
Pretty good pass protection, but boy, the coverage was tight as well. Even if that ball was thrown on the money, coverage was on point by Kahuku.
I think it's a pretty good call here to try and go for it on fourth down.
Timeout. Kahuku. It's their second and a half.
Kaeo Resentes is the kicker for the Warriors, but Resentes missed 2 field goals against Campbell, 29 yards away and 35 yards away. That at the time would have given Kamehameha the lead. So he's 3 of 5 overall. He's a pretty good leg. He had one from 41 earlier this season. But in this situation, you feel like you have to go to fourth down just to try and build some steam heading into the break?
It's quite a long field goal. It's not a guarantee, so
it would be from 45 if they do go for it.
We'll see what they do here, but I think maybe a trick play here or an end zone shot. It's so tough to say you're going to shoot it into the end zone and throw it there because the protection is not the greatest. You know, you have a young quarterback, a sophomore.
Davis Munn, Braden Akima, and Brock Ai are the three receivers to the bottom. Skylar Ramos, the receiver, to the top. 7 seconds to go before the half. It is 4th down here. And the sophomore Keone throwing one deep. Davis Munn, incomplete. Guarded by KJ Makatiag out there. And that'll take us to the locker room. One final shot there for Kamehameha. Ended up out of the reach of Davis Munn in a first half where Kahuku dominated 24-0.
Are Mom and Dad here yet?
Not yet. We didn't get our lane.
We gotta stop for cash. I forgot my card.
Just use your phone.
Right.
Forgot your Bank of Hawaii debit card? No problem, because now you can get cash with your phone with cardless cash from Bank of Hawaii. Introducing Cardless Cash. Download the Bank of Hawaii app today. Welcome to tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Kaipo, a Spectrum installer. I may have added services to your home or business. I'm a father and a coach, but I'm also a proud member of IBEW Local 1186. We care about the community, and we care about you.
Working hard at the jobs they do. IBEW Local 1186. Local people serving local communities' communication needs. IBEW Local 1186. Lighting your path to the future.
You're watching Spectrum XCast. All high school sports, all the time.
Here at Hawaii Self Storage, we provide the largest unit inventory and security at all 6 locations, serving all of your moving, packing, and storage needs. Whether you're a college student, industry professional, or need some extra space, we've got room for you. We are Ohana. We are Hawaii Self Storage, the one you can trust.
While other burger places serve the same old stuff, I'm the only one who has the balls to serve something different. I mean, just look at my teriyaki bowls. Choose from steak or chicken, covered in teriyaki sauce, plus your choice of white or brown rice.
What about these bowls, Jack?
Hey, you got some pretty nice bowls there, and so does Dan.
Thanks, Jack.
Those are some nice bowls.
Everyone's gonna want to get their hands on Jack's bowls.
Try my bowls!
See that right there? You can't say that.
What? I was just saying I've got great bowls. Oh, now I hear it. Yeah. Try my teriyaki bowls, only at Jack in the Box.
Well, Kahuku, after losing to St. Louis last week, comes back and drops a 24 slot in the first half here against Kamehameha. That's the lead at the break here in Aloha Stadium. We welcome you back inside our booth. It's always great to have you with us with Darren Hernandez, Felipe Ojastro, Jimmy Bender on the sidelines. All right. Give me a headline. What have you noticed here for the first 24 minutes?
Well, I tell you what, there's 2 things that really stand out both for Kahuku. The first thing is that they're not really missing a beat with all their studs out on defense, especially Miki Ayu and Kaniho, obviously. They are amazing. They've held Kamehameha to 48 yards of total offense at halftime. And the second thing has been Wes Alo Maiava. He's been a revelation. They've given him the ball, 17 carries, 81 yards, 2 touchdowns. So that offensive line, missing 2 starters, doing a great job as well.
As you look at what Wes Alo Maiava did in that first half, led the state in rushing touchdowns, picked up 2 here today. The way he jump cuts, the way he identifies gaps, his vision has been great for a fairly youthful and inexperienced offensive line that he's working with, as you mentioned.
And don't forget big number 44, To'olele Lefau. He's one of my favorites because he not only does he lead the way as a lead blocker, you can see how effective the O-line was on that last play, especially in that big Rhino package. But Wes Alo Maiava, they tried to get the ball to him as a slot the last 2 weeks. Not effective. 9 carries, 2 yards. Tonight, he's back. Wes Alo Maiava is back.
And what To'olele Lefau did in that first half, he's been doing it a variety of ways. Lead blocking in front, getting his own offensive production and then catching the ball from the backfield.
What a one-handed catch. I mean, 5'11", 235, nifty feet, great lead blocking. This guy can do it all for his size. He is the prototype fullback that Kahuku always produces. They always have a guy like this, a big-bodied, strong, physical guy like a lumberjack that can just take it into the line.
You know, here for Kamehameha, the quarter in the game started off with Christmas Tonya as the quarterback. Keone came in, had some pretty good offensive production. Haven't been able to execute when it mattered, given opportunities that they had here tonight here, Coach.
No doubt. They tried early to get the ball to their playmakers, especially number one, Skylar Ramos. But you can see that the defensive backfield just giving them no space at all to make any plays in the passing game. They had one great play here by Akima, but couldn't capitalize on it.
Akima, 5 catches, 54 yards. Skylar Ramos tonight, 4 targets to him, no catches. Kahuku has tried to lock him down and try and steady the Warrior offense in that first half. And so far, done a pretty good job. 24-0. Kahuku with the lead after the first 24 minutes. Back with more from Aloha Stadium in just a bit.
I was a student at Kamehameha from 7th grade, and I'm a graduate of the class of 1976. It's important for me to give back and for my family to give back because it feels really good to know that you're not only serving for the people that came before you, but for all the generations that are going to come after you. And so why not be a part of that legacy and make a difference? Aloha, my name is Janice Kane, and I give with Pauahi.
Hi.
Aloha. Welcome to Hawaii Honda Dealer.
Thanks. Great to be here. I heard a radio spot. Is it true you take walk-ins?
That's right.
And I don't need an appointment?
No appointments necessary.
And your factory-trained technicians will fix my car today?
Yep.
Is this one of those hidden camera shows? I'm being punked, aren't I?
No camera.
It's gotta be around here someplace. Hi, Mom.
Mom can't see you.
Visit your local Hawaii Honda dealer today. We take walk-ins.
Morning, buddy.
Breakfast on you?
Breakfast on me.
Here's to making your morning routine a little better.
Wake up to McDonald's local breakfast platters with Spam or Portuguese sausage. Or get both in the local deluxe breakfast platter. Enjoy with the McCafe Royal Kona Blend Coffee.
Honolulu Disposal Service has proudly served Hawaii since 1967. In the 50 years since then, Honolulu Disposal Service has grown from a 2-truck operation into the largest waste management and recycling operation in Hawaii. That growth has been possible not only by hard work and vision, but also by placing a great value on our employees. We're now looking for new personnel to help us grow into the next 50 years. If you want to join a long-time locally owned and operated company, call 845-7581 or visit us online today.
Kamehameha Band in the house. I believe they're playing Imagine Dragons right now, trying to entertain the crowd in this 24-0 game. Kahuku has the lead here at the half. Hot out of the oven, the Pizza Hut halftime stats, Coach.
Look at Kahuku, just amazing with 134 yards on the ground. Not much of a passing game, but who needs it when your rush defense can limit the other team to -17. I mean, I had to look at that twice. I was like, is that 17? It's -17. Wow, amazing. And you know, Kamehameha does a great job rushing the passer. 0 sacks so far, and 3 for Kahuku. Kahuku just dominating in every single category that really matters. The pass offense, 65 yards. A lot of that came on that one play to Akima. But really, the time of possession, that's the big one here. Amazing. 15 minutes with the ball, just wearing out the Kamehameha defense.
And the defense has been fairly good throughout the year through the first 4 games for the Warriors. They had 12 sacks as a team heading in. Tonight, none. Remember, there's a Kahuku team that gave up 8 sacks last week to St. Louis. We talk about defenses and how we love them so much and those rugged players. Kanafono Moanavamu for Kahuku has been doing some damage all over the field here tonight.
5'11", 195, only a junior. This guy is scary good. One of the top linebackers in the state of Hawaii, on any island in any league.
Yeah, you take a look at number 12. He has 5 tackles to go along with a punt block and an interception and a sack. And again, this is a defense that has been depleted a little bit because of the depth. All right, so you're Kamehameha. You're in the locker room. You get the ball back to start the third quarter. How do you come back from this 24-point hole?
Boy, it's tough. You can't run the ball at all, so you're going to have to pass. You're going to have to try to spread it out, get rid of the ball quickly. I'm not sure if you want to hurry up right now. When you're down 24-0, you have to start clicking in order for that hurry-up, fast, up-tempo offense to really work. They just have to come up with something that works. I would say short passes, try to get the ball to Skylar Ramos, try to dump it out of the backfield. Don't totally give up on running the football. We saw them run the ball 36 times for 36 yards against Mililani and actually did a pretty good job. So don't give up on it, but it's not going to really get you much. But it can set up some of your offensive plays.
And trying to set up a motivating win if they are able to come back from that 24-point hole here tonight. Kahuku in control on this Aloha Friday in Halava.
We're more than just $9.99 large 2-topping pizza delivered. We're that moment you realize you're raising her right. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Cannonball!
Don't.
Not again.
Swan Drive. Seen it, covered it. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Mike's Engraving and Trophies, the official provider for Spectrum OC16 and Spectrum XCast.
You're watching Spectrum XCast, all high school sports, all the time.
Welcome to
No envelopes?
No deposit slips?
Welcome to
Wow.
That's it?
That's really easy.
Welcome to the new Bank of Hawaii Easy Deposit ATMs for personal and business accounts. Just insert your checks or cash. No deposit slips or envelopes. Confirm your deposit and get a receipt with your checks printed right on it. Welcome to the next generation of
Wow.
Cool.
Easy.
Welcome to tomorrow. Bank of Hawaii.
This Spectrum Network's presentation of Prep Football is sponsored by New City Nissan, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell.
Welcome back. Tell you what, both teams right now playing their 5th game of their 9-game season, and now it's halftime. I would say that officially makes them halfway through their season at this point. And before the game, I talked to Kamehameha coach Abuma Alfala to get his midterm marks, the grades, on all aspects of his team. And here's what he gave me. On special teams, he said it's a C-. And he pointed the finger right at himself. He said, that's my fault. He said, I haven't really done a lot of practice with them. During the practices, he said, I really need to get on that. For offense, he said B-. He said it's a work in progress. You saw that. The quarterbacks, they brought in another one here in the first half. But he said, look, we just got to keep moving forward in that. B- there. Defense, though, this is where he says, look, we have the capability to be one of the best defenses in the state. He said, when we're on, we are an A. Right now, not getting that A mark, but he says we can get there. Hopefully they can bring that out in the second half. Felipe, Darren, back up to you guys.
All right, Jimmy, thank you very much. When we come back, Kahuku will get the ball to try and come back from this 24-point hole.
Hi.
Aloha. Welcome to Hawaii Honda Dealers.
Thanks. Great to be here. I heard a radio spot. Is it true you take walk-ins?
That's right.
And I don't need an appointment?
No appointments necessary.
And your factory-trained technicians will fix my car today?
Yep.
That's great. Just out of curiosity, what if I went drop-in? I could still get my car fixed?
Can.
Okay, good to know when I come back later.
Visit your local Hawaii Honda dealer today. We take walk-ins.
When the day turns into night, my hash browns turn into my $4 munchie mashup. Crispy hash browns and tasty white cheese, mashed up with savory egg and bacon, buffalo chicken and ranch, or jalapenos and bacon, each for just $4. Why? Because everything gets more interesting at night. Vampires wake up, werewolves come out, and the boogeyman gets his boogie on. So try my delicious $4 munchie mashups back for a limited time and keep the party going until the sun comes up. Ooh, $4 munchie mashups from Jack in the Box.
This Saturday, the boys from Eva Beach head to Mililani in search of a statement win, while the Trojans look to remain unbeaten in the OIA season. Campbell, Mililani, Hawaii Prep Football, exclusively on Spectrum.
Hey, Mike's Engraving and Trophies is the official trophy provider of Spectrum OC16 Sports. For all your special achievements, it's Mike's Engraving and Trophies, located behind Cutter Ford in Aiea. Back here on a cool night in Aloha Stadium. It's the season's change. We hope all of you were all right after Tropical Storm Olivia. Thanks for tuning in. We'll have 4 games tomorrow on Spectrum OC16 and XCast, the triple header in the ILH. And then it'll be Campbell and Mililani on XCast. Well, if you're going to run the ball against Kahuku, it's going to be a tough challenge because this year they've only allowed 22 rush yards a game. And tonight, Kamehameha has minus 17, as Coach mentioned. Those 22 rush yards allowed, it's tops among all the teams in the Division I Open this season.
Wow, and that's Kahuku. They always have the top rush defense in the OIA, bar none. It's just so tough to run against those guys.
All right, let's see what Kamehameha has. This is going to be muffed at the 25-yard line. And Kahuku sniffs it out quickly, and it's Robert Iaya, the linebacker, to pick it up quick. All right, we'll see who the quarterback will be coming out here. Kioi Kione finished out the first half after Christmas Tongiai started the game. Both of them have combined for 7 of 18 for 65 yards and an interception. That interception courtesy of Kione. And so Kioi Kione comes back out of here. Quarterback on the JV team a season ago. He said, Coach Fred Salanoa brought in the new playbook, and I studied it hard throughout the summer. He knew he was going to be battling for a starting job. Tanuvasa Moy was initially slated to be the guy. He started off game 1 of the season. Now, 3 different quarterbacks have playing time this year. They work in short. Davis Munn. It's a good start so far. Positive play for a gain of about 10 here.
Davis Munn, you talked about him. He's a very athletic, very talented guy. They need to get the ball to him. He needs to make some noise here in the second half.
It's his first catch of the year. He only had 2 last year. All of them came against Carson, a team they beat this year just a few weeks ago, 17-6. That's just the 5th first down here for Kamehameha in the game. Trying to run the rock. What a juke to the outside, huh? Reno Bush banged down to the 48. The gain was a dozen. KJ Makatiag and Mana Fanomo gets the stop.
Nice job here. A kick out. The defensive end rushes up the field. A nice kick out block. Double team on the left side. And Reno Bush,
coming off a season-high 99 rushing yards against the Sabres. Davis Munn got it. KJ Makatiag got him. Plowing forward. 3 plays and 3 pretty good first downs inside Kahuku real estate to the 42.
And they're running the ball. They're running some RPOs. And they're doing a great job here. What a start for the Warriors here. What an answer offensively. Let's see if they can keep this up against this tough defense.
For the 42, Keone looking towards Davis Munn. Throwing for Davis Munn. Broken up by Makatiag. Try and target him quick. Avial was the guy over the top to apply some extra help. These guys were jockeying for position.
Wow. I mean, that is what you call great coverage. Remember, we said you can do face guarding, but you can't have any contact on the body of the receiver before the ball gets there. Great job by Makatiag.
He's running side saddle with Munn. And Alex Sorrell ripped down by Tausili Fiatoa. -6.
And that play looked like a setup play to a possible bootleg play off of that run. Fiatoa not amused by by what he thinks is tomfoolery out there.
3rd down. Keone being chased out. Keone gonna try and make a play here. Got it off to Ramos and got blasted by Mana Fonomoanavomu. A bevy of bodies banging there after it went off the hand of Ramos. Davis Munn was in the action. It's good to see that everyone comes out okay.
Great protection here, but he's still, Keone throwing on the run. Not a bad toss at all. Floats it up there, and Mana Fonomoanavomu is just, he's amazing.
And Resentes has a high short punt that takes a Kahuku bounce and has to be downed right at the 35-yard line. The punt was just 13. And Kahuku, their first possession of the second half. When you come back.
My son Blaze got accepted into Kamehameha. He graduated in 2005. He had a passion for education. He just embraced everything. But most importantly, he embraced his Hawaiian culture. I wanted other students to have what Blaze had. That's the main reason why I started the scholarship. Aloha, my name is Felicia Lum, and I give with Pauahi.
Let's welcome the first-time parents, the people with the dream to be their own boss. Let's welcome the things that inspire us, connect us. Let's welcome the college graduations, new beginnings, and happy ever afters. At Bank of Hawaii, we'd like to welcome you to all the new adventures, the next chapters, and all the great things you have to look forward to. Welcome to tomorrow. Bank of Hawaii.
Rainbow Warrior Football is back on Spectrum Sports pay-per-view. There's still time to catch all the action when you order the season package at a great price. Go to Spectrum Channel 254 or call 643-2100 to sign up today.
Show your support for Hawaii's law enforcement community with official Shopo merchandise. The store is open to the public and is located on Hoy Street in Kalihi. Proceeds benefit officers and their families statewide. Kahuku's first drive of the second half begins at the 35-yard line. At second quarter, they were averaging 4.5 yards per play. It's till a foul, and it's to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 5. All right, what did you notice about that Kamehameha defense in those first 24 minutes?
I think that the line of scrimmage has been dominated by Kahuku, and it's evidenced by the tackles for loss and sacks, and I'll get to that in a minute.
Oh, nobody was there to receive the handoff for Salval. He didn't get a block on the outside and get escorted out there by Manaya Kalani Wolfgram.
You can see that the triple option, they're trying to run it, but they just haven't practiced it enough. And here you see from the I formation, and fullback went the wrong way, and the pitch guy ended up blocking. But Kamehameha has 0 sacks, 0 tackles for loss. Kahuku, 3 sacks, 3 tackles for loss in the first half.
Yeah.
That's dominating the line of scrimmage.
There were a couple of times that Kamehameha's defense got into the pocket. That's a one-hopper right there to Salval. Pressure coming. This one lofted high. It is intercepted. Kamehameha has it with Chanston Kalekoa. It's his first pick of the year.
That ball overthrown. You know what? Again, that broken play that we saw on the triple option didn't help at all, because now they felt like they were forced to go for the first down. But Salval actually hit while he threw and kind of threw a rainbow up there.
Kalekoa, what a job he did. Underthrown towards Paulo, brought in by him. Keone kind of wind up for Skylar Ramos, and he overthrew him. Got past KJ Makatiug. No catches here tonight.
You know, Skylar Ramos has a drop. His first target was a drop, but this guy is so good. And Kahuku is bracketing him. They're very aware of where his alignment is, on which side he's on, and they're giving him a lot of attention and respect.
Brock Ai is in motion, trying to block. He only fires it quick for Ku Correa, his second reception of the year. The only other catch was against the Hurricanes game 1 of the year, as KJ Makatiug gets the stop.
RPO on the slant, run pass option. Tough to get that going when you have minus 17 yards running. It's difficult for the defense to really take that part of the game seriously.
Fake it, take it, fire it. Correa, did he hang on? He did! What a catch! To the 42 in a gain of 19.
Correa, the 5'9" receiver.
Oh,
what a beautiful grab.
Man.
Off the top of the helmet, David Tyree-like.
Wow. Kamehameha has 51 yards already in the period. They only had 49 in the entire first half. And it's an Alex Sorrell run. Nalu Emerson trying to rip that football out. But it was Elijah Olatu who gets credit for the tackle. Remember, Kamehameha showed that grit and that toughness and that tenacity in the game against Mililani. August the 18th. They were down big. I think everybody in the stadium, including us, thought that this game was going to be, in control by Mililani at the time. And then they come back, they end up tying the game. And they're down 24, but showing some flashes of brilliance here. Keone gonna fire. It is Davis Munn sliding down to the green. So Munn able to bring that one in and around the 29-yard line.
So let's talk about halftime adjustments and what you're seeing here. What you're seeing here is a Kamehameha offense that is working on getting the ball out quick. The 3 sacks suffered at the hands of Kahuku in the first half. They're trying to get the ball out quick to their playmakers. That's the MO in the second half.
We'll try and run it here with Alex Sorrell. Mililani Kid hit by Joshua Singh on the stop at 72 rushing yards in Eva Beach a week ago.
And the other thing they're doing is they're spreading out the Kahuku defense and trying to run the ball between the tackles from spread formations. They're not going to try and test this middle of the Kahuku defense with a fullback and a two-back and a tight end. They're just going to try to spread them out.
Wide them out. Keone sets it middle. Tight window. What a catch. Braden Akima breaking loose and in for the touchdown. What a catch.
And there you see how dangerous the RPO can be. You can just freeze that backers just enough with a play fake and then hit your guys wide open on the slant. That time, beautifully done. He threw the ball behind Nalu Emerson, who opened up to his left, and he threw it behind him to the right.
Resendez right down King Street. It is the first touchdown pass for Keone and the first one receiving for Braden Akima. And maybe the spark to light the offensive fire for Kamehameha here in the third.
Dodgers, Lakers, the World Surf League, the University of Hawaii, and the very best in high school sports and local programs. The Spectrum Networks in Hawaii. We've got you covered.
Another pair of satisfied emotions. Looks to me like elation and maybe some amazement. It's part of the Honda Summer Spectacular Event experience. You could say satisfaction comes standard here, just like the Honda Accord comes standard with a luxurious, roomy interior. All at the Honda Summer Spectacular Event.
We see it all the time.
Hurry in to your local Honda dealer because the Honda Summer Spectacular Event ends soon.
Hi, I'm Kaipo, a Spectrum installer. I may have added services to your home or business. I'm a father and a coach, but I'm also a proud member of IBEW Local 1186. We care about the community, and we care about you.
Working hard at the jobs they do. IBEW Local 1186. Local people serving local communities' communication needs. IBEW Local 1186. Lighting your path to the future.
Braden Akima might be the most athletic player on this Kamehameha team, and what is fueling his fire this season is after the loss of his grandfather, Joseph Akima, who passed in December from cancer. He said that you always be consistent, no shortcuts in anything you do. So that affected his training and his time over at Kahului, where he lives on a property owned by his family for about 2 centuries. It's a massive farm. It is the area that he kind of trains. That's right, 200 years that his family has lived. Multi-generations over in Kahului. Deep kick to Faletta. And Faletta tripped up just shy of the 20-yard line as Wolfgram and Kavika Clemente in for the first time, able to make the stop here.
That's probably the first time I've heard centuries being discussed in a high school football game.
He said it's been passed down
cool.
Over and over and over again.
That's so cool.
There's a referee, by the way, by the name of Luis Fuentes, who actually has documentation of property that he lived on from like the 1800s, supposedly.
Wow.
A veteran basketball official. We look forward to seeing him in the winter. Phelan Matangi is the running back. Now it's Kamehameha's defense that has a little bit of pressure to try and get that possession right back. And Matangi gets stopped. It's a good start here for Kamehameha's defense. And Kalani Kamaka Viva Ole, whose name we haven't called a lot on, just his third tackle here tonight.
In fact, not only both bookends, Kamaka Viva Ole and Ivai Malu, haven't really had a chance to show their stuff rushing the passer because, let's face it, Kahuku has run the ball more than they've passed.
Quick drop, quick throw for Heffernan. Another great catch. Paliku Kamaka able to bring that one down. I think we've seen more one-handed catches over the last couple of years than I think we've seen ever.
You know, the kids practice it. They practice it every day in practice. During the off season, they practice it. It's something that they trying to emulate
Odell.
the Odell Beckhams of the world, right?
Try to bring heat and press it forward, but it's Tolele foul muscling through for a Kahuku first down to the 31. Gain of a half dozen as Wolfgram in on the tackle again.
Lefau does a great job of keeping his balance. I mean, Lefau's entire rushing career is going to be with defensive backs trying to submarine his legs. So it's tough. You gotta really be smart when you run the ball.
And penalty marker down. And here's Danny Bain.
Sideline infraction on Kahuku. It's a 5-yard penalty.
Oh.
Down remains 1.
Remember, they had the sideline warning earlier on in the first half. So Sterling Carvalho will write that down. And that's against the coaches, by the way. And he holds his coaches accountable even for their own mistake, which is something really respectful about the likes of Sterling Carvalho. Oh, how about Matangi? Trying to shed off guys. They could not get out of Kaleko and Wolfgram's reach.
And Matangi is going to be a good one. He's only a sophomore, 5'9", 195. But credit the defense here. It's just swarming.
The chance for Kamehameha to try and make a play on this. They forced the interception earlier. Ended up in a touchdown. Kahuku tonight, 182 total yards of offense. Somehow chased here by Kamaka Vivaole. Got rid of it downfield. It's incomplete. It was intended for Erickson, and he was guarded by Wolfgram.
What a smart play by Salval. He knew Erickson had no shot at it. He saw him in the vicinity. Instead of taking a sack or trying to run and get hit with it for a minimal gain, he does the right thing, throws it in the general direction of Erickson, high and out of bounds. Smart play by that young man.
Salval here tonight, 5 of 12 for 35 yards and a pick. Salval dumps it high for Lefau. It's incomplete. Flag is out. Penalty marker down. Tossed by the umpire. Let's see what this is about. Right now it's a 3rd and 15. If it's against Kahuku, then Kamehameha can opt to decline and maybe force a punt here. Let's see here, though.
Lineman downfield. Offense number 52. That penalty is declined. It'll be 4th down.
Okay, let's go back to the reaction here after the play. See Sterling Carvalho trying to direct his team and his quarterback.
He's telling him somebody's wide open on the left flank. But the play before that, I mean, the play after that, where they got the illegal man downfield, looked like they was trying to run a screen, which is an unusual and odd call.
On a 3rd and 15. 4th down. Play clock down to 10 here. Erickson gets it off. The heat came there from Ezra Ivaimalo. And this one is brought in. The ball is out. It's still live and loose. And Kamehameha hops on it. Sorrell was the first guy to try and hop on it. Joseph Telfa came in to pop it. I think it was Sorrell to eventually come up with the football.
The heat is coming, no doubt. But, boy, what a dangerous place to be if you're a punt returner.
Look, he loses this one, and then on the roll, he pops right back up. Good job from Taufa to get to him.
He never really had it, actually.
He popped up, and he hopped right back on it for Sorrell. Way to go. But an even better play there from Taufa to cause the havoc. Special teams been really good here for Kahuku. Couldn't cash in there, though, and now it forces the ball back to the Warrior 15. And they'll run it again with Alex Sorrell, whose offensive production has gotten so much greater this year. He only had a couple of carries for the entire season last year, and that all came against Carson. And now they have relied on him and the likes of Reno Bush to steady the stable of running backs, if you will, in the backfield for the Warriors. And they'll run it again. He's Kalfusi and Tuia Tupuola combined on the stop.
And Tupuola is such a big dude. He is like limping after every play, but he just gets up and makes the play. Well, look at Big 99. He's limping before this play, and he just stands up the offensive tackle and just, yes.
Well, you try to, muscle up and try and walk to the sideline. Now they're checking that left leg. Guy who's got offers from Utah State, the University of Hawaii, and Idaho.
6'4", 230 pounds.
And with Samson Reed and Samson Kapule Si'ilata gone to graduation, the defensive efforts up on the line have really relied on Fiatoa and Tupuola to carry the load. And together, they have done a good job this season. Even with Zion Ayu, Mickey's brother, the sophomore, who this season has 3 sacks. 3rd down and 8. Kamehameha 1 for 8, converting these tonight. Look to the left, put it up top for Davis Munn. It is incomplete. Makatiag trying to get the inside track on him. And Makatiag is down now.
And they're already down Nohi Kaniho, who's injured and not in the game.
See if it was the landing here possibly for Makatiag. His feet get tangled with Davis Munn. Oh yeah, well, he landed on him too. And now they're checking the left leg of KJ Makatiag,
who has played really well in the absence of Kaniho tonight. He's made some nice pass breakups. He's been like a blanket on coverage.
Like gravy on grits. 7 tackles here tonight for Makatiag and a pass breakup. That's a team high in tackles tonight from a guy who's only about $175. So he walks under his own strength, which is a good sign. It's 4th down here for Kamehameha, and they're forced to punt deep in their own territory. As Rosentes will let this one fly for Frisco Avial. We haven't seen a whole lot of return to punts here tonight. Rosentes, a relatively short punt that ends up right at around the 36-yard line. 19 on the punt here. Kahuku gets the ball back. 3:10 here in quarter 3.
Are Mom and Dad here yet?
Not yet. We didn't get our lane.
We gotta stop for cash. I forgot my card.
Just use your phone.
Right.
Forgot your Bank of Hawaii debit card? No problem, because now you can get cash with your phone with cardless cash from Bank of Hawaii. Introducing Cardless Cash. Download the Bank of Hawaii app today. Welcome to tomorrow.
Here at Hawaii Self Storage, we provide the largest unit inventory and security at all 6 locations, serving all of your moving, packing, and storage needs. Whether you're a college student, industry professional, or need some extra space, we've got room for you. We are Ohana. We are Hawaii Self-Storage, the one you can trust.
Aloha, my name is Merlinda Garma, and on the next episode of Hawaii Skin Diver, we head over to Oahu's North Shore for the 13th annual Gene Higa Memorial Spearfishing Tournament. Tuesday nights at 8:30 p.m. exclusively on Spectrum OC16.
Is a dachshund the right dog for your home? Find out on the Pet Hui. It's a wiener. Watch the Pet Hui Sunday at 8:30 p.m. only on Spectrum OC16.
Very nicely done, my friend. 3:10 here to go. With Darren Hernandez and Jimmy Bender, Felipe Ojastro. Thornton Alapa is the quarterback now. 7 of 12, 56 yards and interception. Those are his numbers last week against St. Louis. He's got a 63% completion rate. And he will hand it off to Toalele Fau, who got stretched out and still going.
This guy is so tough to bring down. He's fun to watch. Toalele Fau.
Ezra Ivai Malo, who just recently had a UH offer, nearly had him, but then the stiff arm to bring him down.
Just can't get him. He's a bad customer. He's just tough to bring down.
Hard to believe he only has 11 carries for just 35 yards. He's also snagged 2 passes as well. And they'll hand it off to Wes Alo Maiava. Kaliku Kamaka chased him out. The block was from Ethan Erickson. The penalty marker's down. This was during the run.
Alo Maiava, just a straight off tackle. He's fun to watch.
Offense number 51. 10-yard penalty from the spot of foul. Repeat, second down.
That is the 9th penalty here against Kahuku. Sterling Carvalho saying, you know, and every coach will say, we can't have penalties. It'll kill us. And we say it week after week after week. 9 penalties, 74 yards here tonight for Kahuku, which again, by their standards, is not that bad. They're up 17. Alapa gives to Alo Maiava, who spins away. And then it's Ezra Ivai Malo and Dane Maeva to combine on the tackle.
We haven't heard Hoku Arias' name called as well. He made like 4 out of the first 5 tackles from scrimmage. And I think the Kahuku offensive staff said, look, guys, that's enough. We got to double team this guy. And they're putting more bodies on him to try to block him because this guy can be unblockable at times.
And he's still right now leading the team in tackles with 8. Play clock went down to 0, and Kahuku's forced to take a timeout. So Sterling Carvalho will talk about this with his team up 24-7. Here's we're at the midway point of the regular season. Again, this game won't count towards any of their records, but after this game, Kahuku is done with playing interleague matchups. They'll play all OIA games, Mililani, Campbell, Farrington, and Kapolei. When we flip it over to the Division 1 standings in the OIA and the ILH, Moanalua at the top at 3-0, tied with Lelehu. A big game going down in Wahiwa after Moanalua had the lead at the half, 13-10. Waipahu's in control. They're expected to get to 3-0 and 4-2 overall. Damien and Niolani, that'll be the matchup to watch out for tomorrow. It's game 2 of a triple header tomorrow on Spectrum OC16 at 5 o'clock. Moanalua currently is leading Lelehu 16-10. Waipahu's beating IA 42-14 as we speak. And Castle is defeating Radford 31-27. Both of those teams at 1-4. All kind of havoc in the backfield, and it's Kupono Blake to get a great lead block from Hoku Arias.
Hoku Arias shot in like a cannon. He must have been listening to what I said and said, oh yeah? You want to hear my name? Here I come. And he just shot in and just ruined that play. And Kupono Blake, he's my guy tonight. Playing two ways, blocking on O-line and D-line, 6'3", just a hunk of man.
A two-plate lunch guy, right?
Oh, big time.
Erickson. That one nearly blocked, and Erickson got hit by Tiger Peterson. Now, if it's roughing, it'll be a first down. If it's running, it'll be 4th and 6. And we have another flag down on the back end of the play after Alex Sorrell caught it and was contacted. I think Tavita Faletta might have got to him. If it's on each team, it'll be offset. Well, Danny Bain will have to sort this out.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker. On the defense, personal foul, kick catch interference. On the offense, those penalties offset. Gonna replay 4th down.
And so they kick it away one more time. Peterson went airborne here.
Break for Kamehameha. Because Peterson just smashed into Erickson. And Erickson, you know, he's a smart guy. He's a punter. Go down hard. That's what you're taught.
Oh, you're right. It is a big break for Kamehameha. Here with 13:15 left in the game. And Erickson one more time. This time they lay off of him, and Kamehameha will have it at the 20. The net punt was 17, and Kamehameha will have it 1st and 10. All right, we mentioned that Moanalua Lelehua score. It's a 16-10. Triquan Henderson, by the way, in the game had a 99-yard kickoff return for touchdown, so that is a state record-tying return for Big Blue. Moanalua wins. They are 4-0. Moanalua is going to play next Friday on Spectrum XCast. They're going to play Damien. That's going to be a very interesting matchup. And so we'll have Damien on twice. We'll have him on tomorrow. And then we'll have him on next Friday. Tuia Tupawala, who was down on the last drive, is back in now at end. And they'll give it right here to Ramos. His first catch tonight is a big one to the 41. The gain was 21. And we have another man down. It's Frisco Avial here for Kahuku.
Ooh, and Frisco Avial, he's a tough kid. Looked like he got up and he's fine. But finally, they connect with Skylar Ramos.
KJ Makatiag, who is a starting corner, is now out. So at the bottom of your screen to the left, number 37, Tavita Faletta. He's in for him. After the gain of 21, it's a Sorrell run into Elijah Latu's arms. Gain of 4 here with a half minute to go.
You know, we saw Kamehameha put together a dynamic drive with a lot of RPOs and a lot of quick slants and quick passes in their opening drive of the third quarter. Then they went more to a run game, and let's see if they go back to that quick passing game.
Fake it. As Keone's wrapped up. Right there from Fiatoa. Well, they try to run the option.
Tausili Fiatoa. Just an absolute stud.
Well, the knee did touch down right there. And that'll take us to the 4th. Another tackle for loss for Kahuku. Kamehameha does get on the board in the period. The only points on the frame. Off we go to the 4th. Kahuku up 17.
Don't hide it. We know that sometimes emotions just get the better of you, especially at the Honda Summer Spectacular event. And we know getting a deal on the Honda Civic, a 2018 KBB.com Best Buy, can be quite liberating, especially when this stylish Honda Civic comes with Sport Mode.
Yes! Yes!
Express what you're feeling at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
I'm happy you're happy.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Civic today.
While other burger places serve the same old stuff, I'm the only one who has the balls to serve something different. I mean, just look at my teriyaki bowls. Choose from steak or chicken, covered in teriyaki sauce, plus your choice of white or brown rice.
What about these bowls, Jack?
Hey, you got some pretty nice bowls there, and so does Dan.
Thanks, Jack.
Those are some nice bowls.
Everyone's gonna want to get their hands on Jack's bowls.
Try my bowls!
See that right there? You can't say that.
What? I was just saying I've got great bowls. Oh, now I hear it. Yeah. Try my teriyaki bowls, only at Jack in the Box.
Monday night, it's Hawaii Girls Volleyball live from the North Shore. Big Blue takes on Big Red. Moanalua, Kahuku, Hawaii Prep Volleyball, exclusively on Spectrum.
Island Driver TV heads to Ala Moana Beach Park to visit with some hot rod enthusiasts. That's Monday at a special time, 5:30 p.m. on Spectrum OC16.
This current drive here for Kamehameha starts off the fourth, and it starts at the 39-yard line with a third down and a dozen. Keone. Pressure coming! Nolu Emerson the sack!
Another defensive stop behind the line of scrimmage. 2 plays in a row. We saw the tackle for loss by Fiatoa on the last play, and this time a delayed blitz by Nalu Emerson, who's playing middle linebacker tonight. He's playing in the Miki Ayu spot and just doing a great job. He's a free safety, but he has so much range, such intelligence. He's calling the defense as well.
Keola Downing, one of 6 kickers on this Kamehameha team, get his first punt. It's a pretty good one. All the way down to the 29-yard line. The punt was 39. Nalu Emerson, his first sack of the season for the guy who has offers from Hawaii Navy and UNLV. He's a grandfather. Hubert Clark actually played at Kahuku in the 60s with Tommy Heffernan Sr., who's in the house, by the way. Tommy Heffernan Sr., by the way, had his birthday just about a couple weeks ago, so happy belated birthday. 70 years old now for that man.
He's a beauty.
And off here, Matungi, flag down. This came away from the play. Kuari is able to make the stop, but we got to check the penalty. And Hoku's down now. So we have a couple of flags. One's on the near side. The other is in the area where the line of scrimmage was.
He is the stud of this defense, holding his thigh.
Kamehameha offensively was great in the third quarter. They ran 6 more plays in Kahuku, 19-13. And their total yards was 114-25. You see Hoku right there, 35.
There's 2 fouls on Kahuku on the play. Holding, number 52. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of foul. After the play, personal foul, 65, late hit out of bounds. That's going to be half the distance to the goal.
And he pops right back up. Oh, it's a cramp, as we are told. And thank goodness it was just a cramp.
Yeah, it looked worse. The initial reaction, I thought it was something, more severe, but cramps can be pretty darn sore.
And he was trying to establish position, so a base so he can stand up and get off that Kahuku player. I think that's when the cramp kind of kicked in, and because it took a while, Kahuku was just trying to defend their own guys, and that's why that extra shove ended up as a late push. Now it's first down and from here to Ted's.
I love their butter rolls.
Don't we all?
And their bear claws.
Yes. All their pies too, right? Salval High throw for Mason Paulo. It's incomplete.
Well, everybody loves their pies, but when you go in there and you see the giant bear claws, butter horns, cornbread.
Hey, their plate lunches are like poo-poo platters. It is amazing how much they pack that in there. And they've been nice enough over the years, you know, to kind of provide our crew meals when we get up north. And a free plug for Ted's. Second down at 31. It's a best chance for Kamehameha if they can lock it down to flip the field, maybe flip momentum here. They run the ball on 2nd and 31. Trying to drive it forward. And in that mix was Kalani Kamakaviva Ole and Lanson Dung, 45, in the white and blue. He is the brother of the great pitcher now over at Cal, Kama Dung, Kamehameha alum. Kama says, my brother is my best friend. He's just relentless on playing ball. He took care of his family. He's the strongest, nicest, most humble guy I know. In fact, he was playing offense last year, so when they flipped him over to defense, all the defensive guys were like, hey, welcome home, brother. And he's been happy to be in that spot. This throw is caught to Mason Paulo. Good job from Paulo to the 35. Gain of 21, but it's going to be 4th down and about 4 here for Kahuku.
And this is a win for Kahuku because they were at their own 5-yard line. And now if they elect to punt, they have a chance to bury Kamehameha in some pretty bad field position when...
Timeout. Kamehameha, that's their first.
So the Warriors run a timeout. 9:52 remaining here in the 4th.
Morning, buddy.
Breakfast on you?
Breakfast on me.
Here's to making your morning routine a little better.
Wake up to McDonald's local breakfast platters with Spam or Portuguese sausage. Or get both in the local deluxe breakfast platter. Enjoy with the McCafe Royal Kona Blend coffee.
Honolulu Disposal Service has proudly served Hawaii since 1967. In the 50 years since then, Honolulu Disposal Service has grown from a 2-truck operation into the largest waste management and recycling operation in Hawaii. That growth has been possible not only by hard work and vision, but also by placing a great value on our employees. We're now looking for new personnel to help us grow into the next 50 years. If you want to join a long-time locally owned and operated company, call 845-7581 or visit us online today.
Monday night, it's Hawaii Girls Volleyball live from the North Shore. Big Blue takes on Big Red. Moanalua, Kahuku, Hawaii Prep Volleyball, exclusively on Spectrum.
The cheerleaders out and about on both sides of the field for Kamehameha and Kahuku. We'll have the state cheerleading championships for you November 17th in the Blaisdell Arena, including the Mililani Band Festival on Spectrum Networks. Kahuku facing a 4th and 4. We'll have to punt this one away here in the final 9:52. Erickson. This might be a decent chance for a return possibly. No, but that bounce went away from Sorrell. Instead, Alan Talanoa will just take care of it all the way down to the 19-yard line. 46 on the punt. That's the longest punt for either team here tonight.
Well, and that's a good job of flipping field position for Kahuku. They were buried at their own 5.
And then the big catch from Paulo made it a little bit more manageable down the field. Kahuku tonight, 217 total yards of offense. Kamehameha 156. Kamehameha has negative 10 yards rushing this evening. Alex Sorrell got a good gap across right guard. And Alan Talanoa trying to rip the football out, along with Peter John Mataira, who gets the stop. Alan Talanoa, 14 in the red. Was the only freshman on the team a year ago. Now in his second year on the varsity team. batsman with a whole lot of aggression, waiting for his time to kind of break through. And because of all the injuries, here's an opportunity for him to try and showcase to stay what he has. Second and a deuce. Keone throws in traffic, and Davis Munn fighting for the ball. It'll be a Kamehameha first down. They're still prying after it with Manafonomo Anavamu. And tie goes to the offense, huh? And Mana did a good job to try and jump out in front, but it's Davis Munn, who didn't have a catch all season heading into tonight. He's got 4 grabs for 34 yards. And from the 33, Keone tripped into his running back. Ramos had a loop around, but got tripped up from behind by Folletta.
And Kamehameha trying so desperately to get the ball to their playmaker. As we said coming into the game, the leading receiver on this team, averaging 80 yards per game receiving. Boy, Kahuku has done a great job of just covering down on him.
Alan Talanoa trying to pry the football again out of Reno Bush's hands. And Bush moves the chains. Clock stops here with a 10 remaining. We're at the 43-yard line. All the sack yardage that Kahuku has forced here tonight has hurt the rush yards. They have 3 sacks this evening. -2 rushing yards for Kamehameha. Reno Bush got past Le'ua, got past Kaufusi. Outside he runs to Manafonomo Anavamu. Right to the 47-yard line.
And Kamehameha in the positive now in rushing yards for the first time all game. Reno Bush has quick feet.
He's great.
He can really accelerate from point A to point B. He gets around the corner quick.
All-star, offense, number 64, 5-yard penalty. Remain second down.
There's his rush yards heading into this game. He's 10th in Division I. In fact, the number 9 guy is Alex Sorrell. He had 11 more heading in again to this matchup tonight. 7.5 here to go in the 4th. The deficit is 17. And they'll throw it here to Ramos, who got wrapped up quickly there by Folletta.
Ramos just unable to get untracked here.
Alex Sorrell knocked down by Manafonomo Anavamu.
Nalu Emerson was there to finish him off.
And so it's going to bring a 4th down here after that 3rd-and-1 play. The loss was a couple, and of course this is an automatic call to go for it. Akima and Munn are at the top. Ramos is down to the bottom. Brock Ayi is offset just out in front of Keone. Trying to run for the first down with Reno Bush, and Reno's got it. Trying to follow his lead blocker, Brock Ayi, who helped lead the way. Nalu Emerson gets the tackle, and the drive stays alive here for Kamehameha. And the Warriors want to go quick here. Flag down, Ramos makes the catch. Emerson gets the tackle. Not sure if everybody was set for Kamehameha when they were trying to get the playoff.
And that's one of the dangers of when you're going high tempo. You got to make sure the quarterback understands that everybody has to be aligned properly and set.
Both defenses have been fairly tired here tonight. The flag came from the line judge. And the ball was spotted at the 40-yard line. So let's see what this was about.
Illegal substitution on the defense. 5-yard penalty for the end of the run. Results in a first down.
Another penalty here on Kahuku.
AC Soliai, defensive coordinator. Keala Santiago, longtime assistant, former great at Kahuku.
That guy could still probably play too.
Yeah.
He's in great shape. Surround to the edge. A Bush downfield block. Freed up his running back mate to the 30-yard line. Sione Fenga, the linebacker, in on the stop. All right, they're marching down the field, but Kameme is running out of time, down 3 possessions.
And intent to run the football, and they've had some success with Bush.
Bush again running the football. Gain of 2 here. Fenga again on the stop. He's got back-to-back tackles. Now they're fairly undersized in that running back position. Sorrell's only 5'6". Bush is around 5'7". Lalke Ane, who's a power back, is only 5'8" too.
We haven't seen him tonight. Number 44, who's a nice short yardage guy.
This is the longest drive of the night here for Kamehameha. This is play number 12. Pressure comes. Ramos trying to free up, and he's got it at the 20. A cutback, and Faletta and Aviel combine on the stop. First down, Kamehameha. Clock stops to move the chains with 4:46 remaining. Another big converted down there. Bush gets stopped by Singh.
Singh is a big guy, 6'1", 245, only a sophomore.
They'll fire for Ai, overthrew him, and it's intercepted by Peter John Mataira. Penalty marker down after the pick. And if it stands, Mataira has his second interception this year. It zipped right past Brock Ai. So we have to discuss this about whether it was before the pick or after the pick, but it was open here for Mataira, who took it out of the end zone.
I think the pick stands.
Personal foul. Hit on a defenseless player. Number 5.
Kahuku.
It'll be half the distance to the goal after the interception. First down, Kahuku.
Now you're right, Coach. There you go. Frisco Avial gets called for that blindside block. But back to the pick.
Yeah, the interception will stay. It's a late throw, too high.
Went to the shoulder and delivered to the shoulder. Did Avial.
Even though it wasn't a helmet-to-helmet hit, it was a hit on a defenseless player.
So that's essentially might seal the deal here for Kahuku as they try and run out this clock with Lefau in the arms of Lanson Dung. Well, Kahuku, very rare do they lose back-to-back games, by the way. It's been about 5 seasons since they did just that, but they'll avoid losing back-to-back games after a tough loss to St. Louis. That toughness was going to be tested here tonight. They passed with flying colors here tonight, Coach.
Oh, what a great bounce-back performance by the Red Raiders.
As with foul. It's a side swipe there by Kupono Blake, and a timeout taken by Kamehameha to try and save some time here. And before us getting on the air, we were talking about, different sport athletes and how rugged they are. And with all due respect to the other athletes, I mean, you feel that football might have the toughest athletes anywhere in the world.
Yeah, I mean, for example, you take a golfer, and a golfer is standing on a green, and it's well manicured, and he takes his time aiming his shot, and the entire crowd is silenced.
Okay.
And then compare that to an NFL quarterback who's in a 90,000 seat stadium with people yelling, and he has to perform under incredible duress. There's 4 defensive linemen trying to kill him. I mean, it just, to me, there's no comparison at all. And that's just the quarterback. I'm talking about just the defensive players, the collisions, the physical toughness.
Okay, let me ask you this. How about rugby guys then?
Rugby guys are tough, but let's face it. I know I'm going to make a lot of people upset when I say this, but I watch rugby players all the time, and they're very tough. Yep. But they are interested in self-preservation. They shoulder tackle. They put their head and face out of the way. When you have a helmet with a face mask, you feel invincible. You come in hard. You don't care if your face gets hit. Whereas in rugby, you're aware that you could get a knee in the mouth and it could be very painful.
Hand off to Lafau. Bounced to the outside. He went off of Kupono. And it's Tiger Peterson able to get the stop. Man, Lafau's been fun to watch, huh? I mean, like his numbers won't blow you away, but when he gets the ball, I mean, expect to see some kind of show.
Yeah, the things that he does, even without the ball, he's just a great blocker. Great receiver out of the backfield. 5'11", 235. But as far as ruggedness, I gotta actually say that the ruggedest dudes are wrestlers. I mean, the training that they go through, the cauliflower ears, I mean, it's just, if you can survive wrestling, you can survive anything.
Erickson gets hit hard. Wolfgram came in to deflect it. And Kahuku fans want a flag.
And the referee clearly stated with his hands that the ball was partially blocked. And let's take a look here and see if that actually happened. And the ball was not hit.
Let's see here.
It looks as though the defender came under the punt. So yeah, it is. He did not touch the ball.
Huh. You know, based on those angles, I'm kind of with you in that boat. I mean, the kick was under the arm of Wolfgram, who was blocking it, and I'm not sure if it was shanked or if it was tipped out there.
It's tough to tell.
And with first down, Keone dumps it underneath to Sorrell. Only gains 2 out of it as Tupuola applied the pressure here in the final 3 minutes of the game. And Kahuku fans letting the referees know their opinions. Keone pumped in, checked it down, Sorrell. Traced out of bounds there by Kana Whanomo-Anavamu, who just continues to work. He had 9 tackles now after the force out.
Kana and Mana, those 2 guys, man. Only juniors.
Third down here. This one high, it's incomplete. It went over Kaufusi. Mana Whanomo-Anavamu deflected it out of Davis Munn's hands. Kaufusi a couple of times has had chances to pluck the ball.
And Mana Whanomo-Anavamu was actually going for the ball, going for the pick. And again, the defender has the equal rights to the football.
Fourth down here. And Keone going up top, Skylar Ramos, incomplete. Faletta was guarding him, and Kahuku and Sterling Carvalho's team will have the ball here in the final 2:37. For more on Coach Sterling, here's Jimmy.
Yeah, guys, if you've played sports before, you know the drill, that game day ritual, right? Whether it's a particular meal, listening to music, or how you get dressed. Players and coaches always have their unique ways of getting ready for the day's matchup. For Sterling Cavallio, it's washing his truck. That's right. His F-150 gets a nice, shiny wash down every game day. And he says it has to do with starting clean for the day. Now, that's some serious symbolism from Sterling. Guys, back to you.
Got to keep the whip looking clean, man. Handoff here to Tole Lefau. Do you have any game day rituals? I don't even know. Like before games, when you coach, that is?
Well, I grew up with my mom would make us make the bed every morning,
okay.
You know, and that was the ritual. You know, if you don't make your bed, how can you step out into the world with a messy bed? You know, and so that's something that has stayed with me. It's not an easy thing to accomplish. Sometimes you're in a rush and you don't want to do it.
And Lefau continues to run. Hey, New City Nissan in Kalihi is one of 50 premier Nissan dealers in the state to earn the 2018 Nissan Global Award of Excellence. You can visit Hawaii's premier Nissan dealer today. It is New City Nissan in Kalihi. About 50 here to go. You see the numbers from Lefau. Lefau, who had 161 yards heading into tonight, he's got 52. And Lefau just keeps those legs going. And once you think you got him, he'll take a quarter turn, find another leak, get some positive yards out of it.
Yes, somebody got to pick this kid up because, you know, even though a lot of teams don't run the I formation and a fullback, he can do so many good things. He'll be a stud on special teams. He'll be a short yardage guy. In fact, University of Hawaii likes a big back with the run and shoot as they're running. And right now they got Dayton Furuta, who's a big back. I think Tole Lefau would fit the bill. He's a big dude, 235, only going to get bigger, can catch. I could see him catching a few of those shovel passes.
So Zealand Matangi in that stable of backs here for the Red Raiders. .30 seconds to go. Kahuku scored all 24 of their points in the first half. Lefau fittingly able to get the last carry here at the 31-yard line. Lefau rushing for 8, and Kahuku needed a pick-me-up after falling last week. They get one here tonight on a great defensive effort.
Well, their defense and their special teams just outstanding.
And on this night, Kahuku win one for the OIA. Kahuku gets to 4-1 overall. And they take care of Kamehameha 24-7. Red Raiders gonna run over. Get one back into the win column. All OIA opponents coming up in the season here for Kahuku. Tonight they win by 17.
Here it comes. Unfiltered emotion. A reasonable reaction to the outstanding deals at the Honda Summer Spectacular event. The knowledge that your new Honda HR-V was named part of 2018's best SUV lineup in America and comes with a standard rear-view camera has this sort of effect. Woo-hoo! Find your joyful moment at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
Oh, I get it.
Visit your local Honda dealer today and test drive the Honda HR-V.
Welcome to
No envelopes?
No deposit slips?
Welcome to
Wow.
That's it?
That's really easy. Welcome to the new Bank of Hawaii Easy Deposit ATMs for personal and business accounts. Just insert your checks or cash. No deposit slips or envelopes. Confirm your deposit and get a receipt with your checks printed right on it. Welcome to the next generation of
Wow.
Cool.
Easy. Welcome to tomorrow. Bank of Hawaii.
You're watching Spectrum XCast, all high school sports, all the time.
When the day turns into night, my hash browns turn into my $4 munchie mashups. Crispy hash browns and tasty white cheese, mashed up with savory egg and bacon, buffalo chicken and ranch, or jalapenos and bacon, each for just $4. Why? Because everything gets more interesting at night. Vampires wake up, werewolves come out, and the boogeyman gets his boogie on. So try my delicious $4 munchie mashups back for a limited time and keep the party going until the sun comes up. Ooh, $4 munchie mashups from Jack in the Box.
Kahuku's first half dominance carried into the second half, and that's really all they needed. They defeated Kamehameha by 17, 24-7, and Kahuku picks up another win. They get to 4-1 on the year, while Kamehameha drops to 2-3. All right, we took a look at this Kahuku team. What stood out to you from what we saw here tonight?
I think the defense passed the test with flying colors. We saw tonight the absence of Nohi Kaniho and Miki Ayu, and they didn't miss a beat. They came up big. Nalu Emerson stepped in at number 10, Miki Ayu's position. He played lights out. Fonoe Moano, Vaumu brothers were awesome. This defense was just shut down and amazing. They held Kamehameha to 28 carries on the ground for 26 yards. That's dominance at the line of scrimmage.
Remember, they were tops in the OIA, just among OIA teams in rush yards allowed. And that stat really the telling story here tonight, among many others, for Kahuku. To the impact player, he's standing by with Jimmy.
Thanks a lot, Felipe and Coach Darren. And it is Kana Whanoi Moana Valmu. Kana, we were talking, you just heard Darren mention it as well. You know, the key losses that you guys had on defense, we all felt like somebody needed to step up tonight. Tonight, that guy was you on defense. What was the key for you tonight to have that big game?
Mickey came into the meeting room when we were all meeting with our coaches on coach's corner, and he just said, hey, I'm only one person on the team, next man up. So I just wanted that next man to be me.
I know you've got an Impact Player Award already this year. Mana got one last week as well. You guys are only juniors. Who's going to end up with more Impact players in their career when this is all said and done?
I think Mana, if he starts working, you know what I'm saying? The guy's lazy. But, yeah, probably be tight at the end.
Oh, he's going to love watching this one back on TV. Guys, your Impact player, Kana Famoiwano, back to you.
An unreal performance here tonight. And look at his numbers, Coach.
8 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2.5 tackles for loss, a forced fumble, an interception return for 33 yards, a block kick, and a sack. That is a career. Are you kidding me? This guy is something else. He swarms to the ball, man. He's tough as nails.
And it was just so consistent throughout the game. There's the block kick. He's had a number of those for the first 5 games of the year. Typically, players like that will have a hot first half and then maybe ease off the gas just a little bit. He was outstanding for all 48 minutes here for Kahuku en route to a 24-7 win. When Kamehameha needed to find offense, Braden Akima fairly consistent here tonight, receiving the ball from the likes of Tongiai and Keone.
You know, he had that big first half catch for 40-plus yards that really kind of gave them some momentum. Nothing came of it, but again, he was the spark. They were double covering Skylar Ramos, and he stepped up, and he made some big plays for them.
And there you see the quick hitters. Remember, Skylar Ramos, who tonight had 5 catches for 46 yards. It was Akima to lead the way with his 80 and a touchdown to get Kamehameha on the board here tonight. And so Kamehameha comes up short here, and they move a game under 500. However, they do have the Taco Bell play of the game off an outstanding catch here from Ku Correa. Guarded, guy in his grill, he brings it down anyway, Coach.
This was amazing. I mean, the concentration, the level of concentration, this is like pro-level stuff here. And that's some good stuff right there.
And yanked it away. Give me that, Goose says. Brings it in a couple of catches. He only had one heading into tonight. Congratulations to him. More to come. Post-game show driven by Servco. It's on the way as Kahuku fans make that long drive home a happy one. Their team wins by 17 tonight.
Son Blaze got accepted into Kamehameha. He graduated in 2005. He had a passion for education. He just embraced everything. But most importantly, he embraced his Hawaiian culture. I wanted other students to have what Blaze had. That's the main reason why I started the scholarship. Aloha, my name is Felicia Lum, and I give with Pauahi.
Hi, I'm Kaipo, a Spectrum installer. I may have added services to your home or business. I'm a father and a coach, but I'm also a proud member of IBEW Local 1186. We care about the community, and we care about you.
Working hard at the jobs they do. IBEW Local 1186. Local people serving local communities' communication needs. IBEW Local 1186. Lighting your path to the future.
Morning, buddy.
Breakfast on you?
Breakfast on me. Here's to making your morning routine a little better.
Wake up to McDonald's local breakfast platters with Spam or Portuguese sausage, or get both in the local deluxe breakfast platter. Enjoy with the McCafe Royal Kona Blend Coffee.
Honolulu Disposal Service has proudly served Hawaii since 1967. In the 50 years since then, Honolulu Disposal Service has grown from a two-truck operation into the largest waste management and recycling operation in Hawaii. That growth has been possible not only by hard work and vision, but also by placing a great value on our employees. We're now looking for new personnel to help us grow into the next 50 years. If you want to join a long-time locally owned and operated company, call 845-7581 or visit us online today.
You're watching Spectrum XCast, all high school sports, all the time.
Welcome to the Servco Lexus post-game show.
A game that took 2 hours and 33 minutes. It was enough for Kahuku to get a 24-7 win over Kamehameha to get to 4-1 overall on the season. They're still 1-0 in the OIA. These games do not count for the OIA, but of course they do count on the overall record for the ILH teams. With Darren, Felipe, Jimmy's on the way here in just a second. Let's bring in the Pizza Hut final stats. You can break down these numbers for days. This is a one-sided match. You see the highlight numbers, the rush yards, and the amount of sacks here tonight that helped Kahuku come out with the win.
I mean, the rush yards, the combined Tole Lefau, 18 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown. And Wesley Alo Mayava, 20 carries, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns. They were the dynamic duo back there. And then the 4 sacks, not only the 4 sacks, but they had 11 tackles for loss as well. So you're talking about 15 tackles behind the line of scrimmage. That's domination. And with 195 yards rushing, that's Kahuku football. They dominate the line of scrimmage.
And for Kalani Kamakavivo, Ezra Ivaimalo, both of them have combined for 9 tackles here. We didn't call their names too often as this fairly young offensive line for Kahuku did a fairly good job considering all the injuries they had here tonight. But Jimmy, even though Kahuku got the win here tonight, you do get the sense that they're not satisfied.
Yeah, you know, and that's something that Kamehameha coach Abuma Alfalo told me before the game. He was upset when they didn't get the shutout against Carson. And the same thing goes here for Kahuku tonight. Talked to Coach Sterling after the game. And what he said was they had an incentive for the defense to get the shutout. That is, no practice tomorrow if they get it. Well, they didn't get the shutout, so guess what? 7 a.m. tomorrow, they got to show up for practice. Yeah, he wasn't happy about that.
Yeah, but that catch there from Lefau, one-handed style, who's one of the blue-collar guys here for Kahuku. I mean, a catch alone, that's going to take away some stuff in practice, but that kind of level here for Kahuku is what's allowed them to achieve so much success, those 8 HHSAA titles. So it's an early morning practice on that campus now.
back to work, back to the grind.
And we'll be back in just a second as we wrap up a post-game here from Aloha Stadium. The post-game show rolls on, presented by Servco Lexus.
It's a golden opportunity to discover that in a Lexus, there's no such thing as adverse conditions, turning an ordinary experience into an extraordinary one. Lease the striking 2019 NX for $349 a month, or elegant 2018 RX for $439 a month, or purchase an RX and get a $2,000 customer discount. Visit ServcoLexus.com to find more offers on our most refined vehicles. The Golden Opportunity Sales Event, only at your Servco Lexus dealer.
Searching for a great home equity line of credit? Want one with a rate you'll love? Here's an idea. Go to Aloha Pacific Federal Credit Union so you can be ready for a new arrival. Pay for home renovations? Consolidate debt? Or make any of your dreams come true?
Ooh la la.
When you have Aloha, anything is possible. Get Hawaii's happiest HELOC rate now. Apply at any branch or alohapacific.com.
The driver rear-ended me. Why is it such a hassle to get fair compensation?
The insurance companies want it that way. They are set up to find many ways to not pay. Insurance companies hope you'll settle quickly and cheaply by